Welcome to another episode of Musically Zone Talks Boxing. This episode comes to you by the way of H.W. Wicks Handcrafted Candles. Their motto is relax and enjoy. Also by the Block family. We started on Marlowe's Corner. We're just keeping it going. And we're also presented to you by Track Titans, who brings you the beautiful tracks that we jam on this channel. We got started a little late, so sorry for the wait. But in true fashion, let's get it cooking. I'll be back right after this. Y'all catch the vibe. Talk to me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit thumbs up. If you return, y'all know how it is. We're going to go have us a little fun, like always. I want to get y'all opinions on John Davis celebrating because Andy Cruz lost. Seems like things are starting to heat up. Baby World Beater and the takeover. Want to know what your thoughts are on that? As the days are getting closer, it's almost here. 31st. Y'all know what that means. Also want to know what Ryan Garcia and Mario. Ryan is acting a little sporadic. He seems to be ready. He said he's gonna bring the back. Mario today. I don't know what that's going to equate to, but I think it's going to be a good. No, let me take that back. I think it's going to be a great fight. And I, for one, can tune in. I don't know if you're excited like I'm excited, but I am excited through and through. So, that being said, I'm going to sit back for a minute. Let this track roll. We're going to be excited. First to us so y'all can get a feel what it is. There's something in the air. So, like I always say, well, once again, hit that like button. If you're new, thank you for tuning up. If you're old, I don't mean old as in old, but I mean old as you're a returning member, man, you know the love is always there. Reaching all the way across the pond to my brother, yes, California for high school. My boy D-Lo 44 Box became the mayor of so many things. Creative voice. My brother Trey A. You can call a frog from a whale when it comes to calling his pipe. Y'all understand? My favorite producer of all time. Big G, a.k.a. Maestro, a.k.a. Texas Timbo X, a.k.a. Manny Drake. My sister Pat. OB, aka Almond Brown 09. Can't forget about all I do. So, if you feel like you know how to pick a fight, and you want to join the league, you check out Champ Ross, Fantasy Boxing League. He's got the longevity. He's been around for a minute. And what can I say? You give cash prizes for first, second, and third. And the people over there picking fights ain't no slouches. So if you can go jump over there, you better be ready. Because they bring they hard hats, they lunch pails. And I mean, they picking fights. So if you think you can pick a fight and you can call it like it's supposed to be called, go ahead. Join up with Champ Foster's Fantasy Boxing League. And when you show up, let them know that MZ sent you. They gonna show you some love. Let's sit back for a minute. See how things go. We can go ahead and get into the things about what I talked about here. What your feelings is about Keyshawn Davis celebrating because of the and the crew claiming to be his dad. I saw him in the video. Keyshawn, that is, with a belt, wrecking away like he was looking out there. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think about Ryan Garcia and his antics. And when it comes down to him people in the face, and it's Mario Barrio. Now give me a second. I'll be back in a minute. Y'all know how we always do. We put something together real smooth. We always bring you some high tracks and track type. It's just digging into the floor. We had to dig out and respect. We had to get somebody to sing it to. Because you know my voice ain't sing. I can't talk. But once again, like I said, we're about to come together and something like this about Davis and the antics. Andy Cruz took the law. And I want to know what you think about the law. Was it one? Andy Cruz really do enough? Is Ryan Garcia really capable of beating Mario Barrio? Yes, he is. This baby world beater really set to deal with takeover. Got my boy Ice in the house. Good. I don't know what to do. Bruce Gas is in the building. Salute, my brother. You go ahead and drop it one more time. You go ahead and put the words to it. Bruce Gas, you can appreciate this piece of words play one more time. Tell me what you think about it. Then we're going to get right to it. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Let's do it like we do it. Here we go. I'll be back right after this.
Heavy air, midnight glare, shadows crawling on the wall. I light up, drift away, let the silence start to call. Smoke ring spinning, memories spinning, I lose myself tonight. All regrets and neon glimpse, they fade into the light. Every breath a little less. World outside grows small, floating high, just passing by above it all. Let the small breaths take me to another place. Dreams unravel, time unravels. I'm lost, but I don't care. Broken strings and faded things, they vanish in the air. Every heartbeat, every beat, I'm further from the ground. In this moment, I own it, I won't come down. Let the smoke rise, take me to another place where the pain dies and the world just melts away. In this haze, I'm untouchable, invisible, free. Let the smoke rise, let the night carry me.
Can we be friends?
When the morning comes, I'll find my way. But tonight, let the smoke take me away.
Man, that's called Let the Smoke Carry Me Away. And y'all know what it means. It means just what it say, let the smoke carry me away. Your boy MZ running a little late tonight because I ended up getting called out to go hit some golf balls at Top Golf. Now I'm going to be honest with y'all, 100%. This was my first time ever going to hit some golf balls, even though my son plays golf. I thought it was going to be a natural, I can go out there and just do my thing and swing away. And no, I found out that the hand-eye coordination that it takes to hit those damn balls is something serious. Not only that, you got to have a serious grip on the club in order to guide the ball straight. So I have earned a whole new respect for going out there and hit the ball. Y'all know that I messed up arm, from an accident back in the day, which also added to the complications of hitting this thing. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm horrible at it, but I did have a great time. I had a blast out there doing what I did. And that's one of the reasons that I'm running a little late tonight. Y'all can't hold that against me. It was quite the fun thing to do. But let's get on to it. So I'm starting to see videos with Shakur and T.O., they starting to amp up the promotion for the fight. They starting to amp it up. T.O. talking this thing, Shakur talking this thing, back and forth like that. But I'm going to go ahead and get to the meat of the situation real quick and say Keyshawn Davis, he kind of put himself in a situation where people can laugh at him, make fun of him, whatever, and really ridicule him about celebrating the fact that Andy Cruz took a loss. And I asked the question, did Andy really do enough or was he outworked? From what I got a chance to see, which I don't even know who to give the props to. Somebody had the fight on YouTube, the whole fight. I got a chance to watch it once, went back to try to watch it again, and the video was gone. I don't know if YouTube or DAZN or whoever said, you know what, you can't do that. But I did get a chance to see the fight. And from what I saw, it was entertaining. It was entertaining, but the I can't think of his name. The man was bringing some work to Andy. The counter punches was going on. It was a chess match for a while, but I think, I'm not mad at the fact that Andy lost because, I can kind of see how he lost, because it looked like he got a little outworked. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how everybody else thinks about it, but it's a possibility that you guys might feel the same way. That's why I'm asking the question: how do you feel about the fight and what went down? Do you think Andy lost? But before we just get into the meat and potatoes of that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the question that's on hand. How do you look at Keyshawn Davis celebrating the fact that Andy Cruz lost? You know, you celebrating the fact that a man who beat you 3-4 times in the amateurs, you know, was calling you out, been calling you out in the pros. From what I understand, you've always had some reason, whether it's the different weight class or whatever. You weren't in a hurry to make the fight with the guy. He was always telling us something, you know, whatever you had to say, you know, situations came up or whatever. But you didn't take the fight. Then you celebrate the fact that the man loses. I don't get it. You know, I just really don't get it. The generation gap, I guess, must be too wide for me to understand. But it's no way that I can celebrate somebody that I have issues with or has been beating me in a sport, and I don't get my get back. And I'm not going to celebrate somebody else getting the get back for me, because what does that do for you? You didn't help that guy train. None of your people was in on it or anything. That guy's not friends with Shakur, Terrence, Bomac, or any of those guys. Not that I know of. And you celebrated. You made a video with a belt like you was whooping this dude. The win had nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. It's my opinion, the way I look at it. You know, I'm old school. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like he made a spectacle of himself. He really put himself out there to look crazy in front of the world by celebrating the fact that somebody else beat a guy that everybody knows been whooping your ass in the amateurs. Simple and plain. Now, I know it's the pros and all that kind of stuff, but still, you lost to him every time you faced him in the amateurs. And when the questions was ever brought up to you about facing him in the pros, it was always something. Always something. I want to know, you know, what y'all think. Is Keyshawn, you know, do y'all think that's cool what he did? I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's nowhere near cool. I think it's kind of crazy. I think it's weak. That's the best way I can put it. I think it's a little weak. There's no way on God's green earth, on this planet, in the ocean, in space, anywhere you put me, there's no way I would celebrate somebody that has bested me losing to somebody else and me not being the one trying to correct the fact that he beat me. You get what I'm saying? I just don't get that at all. No way, shape, form, or fashion. Especially I wouldn't put myself out in front of the world like, oh my gosh, he got his ass whooped, such and so and so, this and that, this and that. You didn't do it. You did not do it at all. You didn't scratch the dude or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else went out there. This was somebody else's win. I understand that Keyshawn even went to when I remember his name, I'm gonna say it. You even went to his locker room before the fight, wished him luck and that. But for people to have cameras on you looking when the fight was over and the celebratory look on your face and the happiness that you received from this man winning, it was jovial the way you know what I'm saying, like you did it and you didn't. And you know, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? You know, he gonna take it how he want to. He gonna, you know, these are men, they're gonna do what they want to do. I'm just saying, to me, in my opinion, it's not something that I would have jumped out there and celebrated about. It's not nothing that I would have let somebody catch me on camera being overly excited and happy that this man lost. Andy Cruz is who I'm talking about, and Keyshawn Davis. There's no way I would have stood in front of anything and let people catch me. I would have been, you know, I would have at least pretended that I was upset, that I wasn't the one that got a chance to put my hands on him and give him his first loss. But like I said, these generations nowadays, maybe the generation gap is just a little too far for me to understand. Maybe I'm just a little too old school to understand that getting your ass whooped, and I can't help but say this, I'm gonna take the ass whoop off and just say getting beat by somebody for four times in the amateurs, then coming to pros, starting to make a name for yourself. And then every time somebody brings up Andy Cruz's name, you start stumbling, stuttering, not really having anything substantial to say, like, let's fight. Let me go ahead and get this fight squared away, so I can shut this dude up so the world can quit asking me about it. Because it's my opinion, and it's just an opinion, humble as it is, that because the way you've acted, a lot more questions are going to be asked. I could be wrong, but I got a feeling that a lot of people are going to start checking and saying, dang, Keyshawn, this dude went out there and beat Andy Cruz and you celebrated, danced around and acted like you won a lottery. What say you? I'm really waiting to see what he has to say. I'm waiting to see somebody catch an interview with him. And it's no disrespect to what I'm saying. I'm just curious to know what was going through his mind when it happened. When he did what he did, when he jumped up and celebrated that the man lost and nodded his hand. You know, that's the part that I don't get. I guess I'll never get it. You know, somebody's gonna have to break it down to me, explain to me what I might be missing. And while y'all let that run through your minds like I have, let me get to Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. I'm sure that you guys are starting to see them, you know, they had their face off and they little sit down and talk and everything like that. I had mentioned that I hadn't been seeing a lot of videos or anything about Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. Nobody had been talking about it. And then, damn, right after I said that, not saying I'm a fortune teller or anything like that. I just got lucky to say it when I did. And then all of a sudden it started breaking out. All of a sudden videos start popping up and things like that. But is it me or am I tripping, or is Ryan acting kind of like he did when he got ready to face Devin Haney? Now I see people in video, I see videos and titles and stuff like that saying that boy on that stuff again, you on that eye stream. And I will say that I hope Mario Barrios and his team are wise enough and smart enough to make sure that they are getting tested for this fight, to make sure that everybody is clean. Ryan Garcia had a great showing against Devin Haney. Then he turned around and faced Rolly Romero, in which case he said he couldn't get up for the fight. But that fight was for a title. I want y'all to remember that. That fight was for a title. And he said he couldn't get up for a title? Make that make sense. Something that you have never been a champion, not second belt holder or full champion. And you couldn't get up for a title. That makes no sense to me at all. You went up against Devin Haney, excited, ready to go. And yeah, it could be because you and he had a rivalry going on. And you know, you guys had bested each other at some point in the amateurs. But Rolly, of all people, you know, a lot of people feel like Rolly was bottom tier. I'm not going to say trash. I'm going to say bottom tier when it comes to fighting. And he had a belt. That should have been an easy picking for you. Easy pickings. And you in the video, you talking with Mario Barrios in the face-off and stuff, and you making claims that you just couldn't get ready for that fight, but you're going to be ready for this fight. You're excited for this fight. And he was acting goofy. That's the word to G. Youngster. He was being a goofy in that interview, you know, saying some off the cuff stuff and just talking crazy. So I would advise Mario Barrios and his team to make sure, one, that Ryan Garcia is on the up and up when they step in that ring, and his blood and his pee is clean. Just keeping it real 100%. He talking, you know, if the best Ryan shows up, or you know, it could be good. This man literally said he don't know what Ryan gonna show up. He's talking about himself. He don't know what Ryan gonna show up, but he's guaranteeing that Mario is going to be in trouble. Now, I am proud of Mario Barrios for straight up saying, you know, after I whoop Ryan's ass, he did say he was gonna whoop Ryan's ass. Mr. L. Azteca said he's gonna put those hands on Ryan. This is another fight that I look forward to seeing. It's a little further down the road. And something else that kind of caught my attention. Ryan Garcia said he was at 154 pounds and he's on schedule to make weight. 154 pounds. Moody Trey was in the building. He say, salute, y'all. What's going on, Moody? I'm glad to see you make it in here. I want to know, Ryan, you easily walking around at 154 pounds, or should I say you said that you were at 154 pounds during that interview and you were on track to make weight for 147. How big had you gotten? And this might be a crazy question, but is 147 the place for you to be? Actually, if you burn down weight to be on track to make weight, and you was at 154 pounds doing the face-off that you guys did for the zone where y'all was sitting across the table talking to each other. Are you know, this is a guy, mind you, this is a guy who I'm not sure is how long it had been since he had actually fought at a correct weight in a weight class. This guy was always at a catch weight. You know what I'm saying? He complained about fighting Tank at 135 because he had to get sucked down because Tank them wasn't going to let him, you know, just bounce up on weight. I don't think he fought Devin Haney. If my memory serves me correctly, I don't think they were at a full weight then. I think they were at a different weight class when they fought. He had a couple other fights that he wasn't at the weight that he should have been. But for some reason, he's still getting title shots. People are still riding behind him and saying, you know, he can do this and he can do that. My thing is, you said that you couldn't get up for, in my opinion, what could have been the most easiest fight for you to win against Rolly Romero. I don't think anybody, when you look at Tank, Ryan, Devin, Rolly, Shakur, I'll even throw Keyshawn in there. I don't think anybody looked at Rolly as being able to best any of those guys. Let me say that again. I don't think anybody looked at Rolly as being able to best any of those guys. And I'll say their names again. Devin, Tank, Ryan, Shakur, Keyshawn. And I'm throwing Keyshawn in there because he's kind of made a name for himself and he's starting to look pretty good. But don't forget, I still want to know what y'all think about him being so celebratory about Andy Cruz's loss instead of him being the one going after Andy Cruz to give Andy Cruz his first loss. But Ryan Garcia said he's going to be ready on the night that he and Mario Barrios are set to fight. He said that he thinks Mario won't be able to stand up to his speed. Now, I did mention a few days ago, I put out a small short video saying that, you know, what Mario Barrios will have to worry about and look out for is Ryan's speed. He will have to look out for that. The left hook, no doubt. He most definitely will have to look out for that. Ryan is talking about he predicts the fight is going to be bloody, some cuts and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to look too much into that or look too deep into that prediction, but I will keep my eyes out open for it. Hey, is it possible that he can pull that off? Yeah, it is. Mario has been in some bloody fights before. It's not nothing new to him. Mario is a hard-nosed fighter. Also true to that. Now, Ron did give him his props and said that, you know, every time he is in a fight, he's in a good fight. He's in a good scrap. I don't think Mario is as fast as Ryan, but Mario has length. He is lanky like Ryan. And I think Mario, I thought he had lost to Keith Thurman, but they said he had 2 draws. I know one against Manny Pacquiao. I'm trying to figure out who the other draw is against. But when it comes down to him and Ryan, I'm going to say Mario will have to make sure he keeps his hand on the telephone, especially on the right side of his face. Most definitely, he must keep his telephone receiver up on the right side of his face to protect from that left hook. I can't say that Ryan has a whole bunch of other punches he can go to the body. We've seen him do that when he beat Luke Campbell, when he got knocked down, got back up and shot that body shot on Luke Campbell and put Luke Campbell out the fight. But Mario Barrios, no, he's not a Luke Campbell. And I did go out and say that I think Mario Barrios is probably a B fighter, not an A fighter. So that could also prove. But then again, when it comes down to it, do I think Ryan Garcia is an A fighter? Nah. I'm gonna be real now. I don't really think he's an A fighter, but then that's my opinion and not yours. I'm sure some people are gonna give me some pushback on it later on down the line when they hear what I'm saying. But let's just get down to it. Who's going to show the most heart? Mario Barrios says, when he gets into a fight, he gives it his all and he does not quit. He mentioned he mentioned something like I'm not gonna quit on my knee or some effect like that. So in my opinion, he was speaking on the Tank fight when Ryan took the body shot and just said, forget it, I'm not getting back up, it's over. The pain hurt too hard. Once he got to 10, he stood right up. That's what I believe Mario Barrios was driving at when he said that. Now Ryan, he was like, Devin Haney said the same thing. You seen what happened to him. This ain't Devin Haney. Ryan, this is not Devin Haney. I don't think Mario Barrio and his people are going to overlook the fact that things can happen in a fight. I think that they're going to be really training. He's with Joe Guzman. That's what I want to get at. Mario Barrio now has Joe Guzman in his corner. Ryan Garcia came out there with his antics. He had his own little WBC girls come out with WBC signs and green and gold, all that kind of stuff, talking about Joe Guzman broke his heart. But let us remember this. When Ryan Garcia got with Joe Guzman, and I don't remember what fight they were going to have. Was it against Devin? Man, my memory not serving me quite well on that, but I do remember Joe Guzman giving an interview, and he said, working with Ryan Garcia, it's not like you're telling him what to do. It's more like a collaboration. And what I gained out of that was Ryan was not really listening to Joe Guzman when it came down to certain things and certain aspects of what they needed to do. Was it against the Tank? Man, I can't remember. But that kind of stuck in my mind when Joe Guzman said that. And when he said about Mario Barrios, those words didn't come out. Actually, they said that they had started training, I think in December. If what I heard is correct, Joe Guzman said that they had started training Mario Barrios back in December, and he was fighting more rounds and he was putting in more work and he was absorbing what it was that Joe Guzman was trying to get over to him. Ryan Garcia said that Joe Guzman was a traitor. His dad also had, things to say about that as well, which Joe Guzman came back with the correct answer and say, so I'm not supposed to work. I'm not with y'all anymore, so I'm supposed to just sit around. Ryan, dad was like, Joe Guzman said that, or Ryan, one of them, I can't remember which one, said that Joe Guzman said that he had worked with other fighters before and then ended up working with fighters that fought that fighter. There's nothing wrong with that. If the man is looking for work because he's not with a certain camp no more, this ain't like a relationship where you just talk to this person and we boys, you can't talk to that person or you can't talk to that person because we enemies. Nah, this ain't that. This man got to put bread on his table just like anybody else. I don't expect Ryan Garcia and them to really. I don't think they really believe that this man shouldn't have took the job. Maybe they do. Now, if Ryan is as good as he say he is, he's like, well, I know exactly what Joe Guzman is telling him, and I know exactly what he's going to be teaching Mario and all this kind of stuff. Well, then be ready. Be ready to take care of what you got to take care of against Mario Barrios and shut it down. If you already know what it is Mario Barrios is going to be coming with. I can say that, one I said, Mario got to be protective of the left hook, which Ryan also said that as well. He's going to tell you you got to protect the left hook, got to protect the left hook, got to protect from the left hook. This is true. This is your favorite punch. It seems like this is your favorite punch. When we see you working out in videos, it's the punch you throw the most. What I want to see is you mix it up a little more. Add the jab a little more. A good jab, not some old flaky jab. Add a good solid jab to your game. Do some body work, a lot more body work than just every once in a while. Use that right hand more than just a jab. Throw some uppercuts in there. Really put in some work. I don't know about that turning his back thing. His shoulder roll is the ugliest one that I've ever seen in boxing in my life. But hey, if it works for him, let it go. But I will say something that Teofimo Lopez said. Hey, you turn your back, hit him what's open. If he turn his back, hit him. Don't stand there and look at him. Hit his ass. Mario, use your jab. You got length like Ryan. Use a solid jab. Don't stand directly in front of Ryan to let him get off on you. You're going to have to come in with some angles. And I know it might sound like I'm asking for a lot from Mario, but he is capable of doing this. Like I said, El Azteca is a hard-nosed young fighter. Some people might have some doubts about it. We've conversated on him about him on this channel, say he's a nice kid, maybe a little too nice. But let's look at the Fundoras. They some nice kids too, but they starting to grow into the fact, well, from the last few times that we've seen them, especially the sister, they're starting to really grow into the fact of being champions. Mario is a champion. This is his third title defense coming up. I felt like when he fought Manny Pacquiao, he had a little too much respect for Manny, and he kind of let Manny off the hook. I also said if it had been Ryan would have tried to knock his ass out, because that's the kind of kid Ryan is. But I do believe that this fight, Mario Barrios, is quite capable of showing us that he can dig down deep and meet fire with fire. I think he can, he still was talking respectable and kind of calm, quiet. He stayed within his character. He didn't get out of character. Ryan Garcia, he didn't really get out of character either. Ryan is kind of oh shit. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I should have had my headphones on. Joining the building, falling in the spot, the man that can call a frog from a whale. Y'all know who it is. I ain't even got to say it once. I ain't got to say it twice. I ain't got to say it 3 times. Trey X, the best fight caller in the game. Semi-retired, but I'm still begging him, pushing, prodding him, trying to come back out so he can call some more fights. What's going on, my brother? Oh, he must don't hear me. I saw us put me in the game, coach, at the last minute. But
yeah. I was on mute. My bad. I had been sitting over here for a little while and shit. I'm on this strong ass weed. I was falling asleep waiting to get in the game, man.
My bad, man. I was sitting here rolling. I didn't have my headphones on. I really was just, just going. I hadn't looked at the screen. I looked over and seen put me in the game. I was like, damn, how did I miss that? But you know what I'm saying? And my wife took me to the liquor store today. I got me check this out, a bottle of Hennessy to fill up my boxing glove that my daughter got me, because I've been so wanting to show her a picture of the boxing glove. She got me a boxing glove that's really a liquor container that holds that big bottle, and it sits in a boxing ring with 2 boxing gloves as the cups. It is a beautiful piece that she got for me. I'm gonna have to start cutting my camera on so I can show the different things that she got me. She got me a Muhammad Ali signed picture. She got me a boxing ring, boxing gloves hanging up, and a boxing a heavy bag. She got me some beautiful things to start showing. So I'm gonna have to start cutting my camera on so people could see, because she's really supporting me.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, that's player.
So what's going on with you? Talk to me, bro. Let me know what you got.
Oh shit, I just came to talk some boxing and shit, man. You know, we just had a good fight this past weekend. Andy Cruz and Raymond Muratalla.
That's his name. I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, I see Hyphy talking about Sugar Ray said he don't give a damn about your pedigree scale. He said he got the best trainer and he will sock up Shakur too if you think he's so bad. Well, first of all, I gotta say that Hyphy did indeed pick Andy Cruz to win the fight. We had watched the fight on Discord. It was me, Yasa. Hyphy had came through like in and out because he was driving and shit. The Kane, he was on the up in there watching it, but he ended up falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good fight. You still like yeah, I got my pedigree scale, but it's still a such thing as development in the pro game and also experience. You know what I'm saying? Because like if this was an amateur fight, Cruz probably would have won. I gave him around 1 and 3, and the unofficial score, the unofficial judge, I can't remember his name. He had the same score too. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't 3-round fights no more. These are 10 and 12 round fights. You fighting for a title. You fighting against a bad motherfucker too. I heard him talking about Keyshawn laughing about the loss and all that kind of stuff. But Keyshawn ain't fought nobody like Raymond Muratalla. That's a young 3.5. He beat Ryan Garcia 3 times in the amateurs. Like I said, he come from a fighting family. He got that top ranked development. That's a serious young man to be fighting against. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, once they got to them championship rounds, Cruz ain't never went nowhere near that many rounds. I can't remember the longest he done win. It might have been 8 or 10 or something like that. I think it's 8. But once he got past that shit, you can see like his gas tank ain't used to this. But that's good for him though, you know, to have that experience and shit like that. We done had other fighters that, you know, got this type of background. They get put on a fast track and they might take a loss. Like Lomachenko lost to Orlando Salido. He was able to bounce back and have a good career. Let's see what Andy Cruz do after his loss. But I will say I don't really like Bozy Ennis as a coach for him. I never did. I kind of felt like that might show up in the fight a little bit, and I think it did. You know, I'm gonna take Robert Garcia over him any day. But yeah, it was a good weekend. That little fighting shit.
Yeah, it did seem from I said somebody had to fight. Somebody had to fight on YouTube the whole fight. So I got a chance to watch it once. I was gonna try to backdoor and watch it the next day, and it was gone. I haven't been able to find it at all. I mean, the full fight. But from what I gathered from it,
what is noise, brother?
Huh?
I said, what's that noise, my brother?
Oh, I'm throwing some ice cubes in my boxing cup so I can pour me a little Hennessy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm using my daughter using a thing. But I felt like it was a close fight, but it was times that it seemed like to me Martella was outworking Andy. He was just being more busy. Andy was trying to do his thing for a certain point, but I felt like he got a little outworked. So I'm not mad at the fact that he took the loss. And like you said, maybe he can bounce back. I didn't give too much thought about Bozy Ennis being his trainer. I will sit back and ponder on that a little bit and see, because I do remember you mentioning that he kind of changed him into being one of those kind of people that want to like stand in the pocket and make you miss and punch instead of using his boxing skills like what we're used to seeing him do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I salute you on that one, 100% full fairly. So I'm not mad that he lost. A little surprised, but not too surprised, because Martella, that's how you say his name?
Or it's really
Muratalla. He fought a good fight. He stayed busy, and it looked like he was matching Andy counter for counter. And at certain points, it looked like he was pushing the fight to Andy. Andy didn't really push the fight back. in my opinion.
Yeah, he came and owned the center of the ring as soon as the first round started. Cruz was able to get off some good work early in the fight. They was really like alternating rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like I win one round, you win the next round. But Murataya, he young, he in his prime, he big for the weight class. That's why they kept on talking about he thinking about moving to 140 and shit. Like I said, he got the deep amateur background and all that. He a champion now, so he feeling like one. He like I said, the top rank development and shit. He fighting people that can fight back on the way up. People that's solid going the distance. He done been in the ring with technicians like Tevin Farmer and shit like that. That's a tough guy to fight. You know what I'm saying? That guy might beat Keyshawn.
Not to mention he called out Shakur and Teofimo Lopez. He said he want the winner of that fight, either one. They even asked him if he'd go down if Shakur went back down. He was saying that he was willing to even try to go down to fight Shakur. So he sounded like he's serious about what he's trying to do.
Yeah. He's gonna be a tough fight for anybody. That's square business. And to fight somebody like that, you only got 6 fights as a professional. I talked about that before the fight. The man only got 6 professional fights. You getting put on the fast track. If you get put on the fast track, it's a gamble. Sometimes you're gonna come out 7 on the come out. Sometimes you're gonna roll snake eye. And they roll snake eyes this time, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't go out there and get embarrassed. He didn't get knocked out or nothing like that. It was just a good, solid fight. And I think that's the type of fight that can make me get better. So I still got my eye on Andy Cruz's career. I still think he's gonna be a tough fight for anybody.
I ain't throwing him to the trash, no way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm gonna still ride with him next time he fight. I still got high hopes for him. Like you said, one fight don't make a breaking, because we know he got some skills. We're gonna see if this learning experience really caught. Did it teach him a lesson? Because I felt like it was certain points in the fight. I did see him kind of, showboat a little bit, some punches that he slipped and stuff like that, looking outside the ring, like, really? You know what I mean? He did a little showboat, which in my opinion, when I saw that, I was like, dang, Andy, this ain't the time for that, because this dude really fighting. I'm glad nobody told me who had won the fight, so I got a chance to see it all fresh and be surprised when it happened. But I felt like he should have been a lot more serious in the fight. It was his first title fight. He should have really been on point, not been out there trying to mess around. But like you said, experience do play a big part in that. Only having 8 fights, only 8 fights deep, fighting for a title against somebody who was, what's the word when you become a champion? You get 5% better, 3%, something like that. You can fight harder because you defending your belt. You ain't trying to lose your belt. Nobody trying to lose their belt. So yeah, Andy's had to go out there and really take that from him. And I don't think he really did.
Yeah, obviously the nigga lost the fight. Motherfucker, I don't think he respected his opponent enough. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I seen him doing interviews, he talking about Keyshawn, talking about my son. Well, then you got a bad motherfucker that's you about to be in front of. You should have been locked in on that. And when you fight somebody like Murataya with a coach like Robert Garcia, that motherfucker got a bunch of experience and he got a stable. They often sparring like a motherfucker. They probably got some of the best sparring in the history of boxing off in that gym on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? I know there's other gyms that's likely done it a lot better, like Crunks back in the day and all that type of shit. But I guarantee they have wars in that bitch on a regular. So, yeah, you got to be focused on these guys, man. They not playing out there. They got all kind of styles and shit, too. They got folks that can brawl. They got motherfuckers that can box. They got prodigies like Bam Rodriguez and all this type of shit. They got everything out there. You're best to be locked in, man. Just because you done won Olympic gold medals and AIBA World Championship gold medals and Pan American Game gold medals, that don't mean just when you step up in the ring, everybody gonna bow down. You motherfuckers coming to fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, salute to Murtaugh, man. Went out there and did what he had to do. And
collectively.
yep, shut
And
a lot of people up.
speaking of Andy being so much on Keyshawn, it's not a big deal, but it is kind of strange. Um, what's your thoughts of Keyshawn celebrating the fact that Andy lost? You know, making videos with the belt like he was whooping somebody's ass. Me being old school, I feel like, bro, how you celebrating somebody else's win like that? And this motherfucker done whooped you 4 times, even though it was in the amateurs.
He ain't no killer. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. He's just not a killer. That's why he able to make friends with people in his weight class and talk about how they not gonna fight each other and all that type of shit. He just ain't a killer. You know what I'm saying? Probably the same thing could be said about Shakur. He ain't no killer becoming best friends with motherfuckers and shit. That don't mean he ain't a good boxer. He a great boxer, but he ain't no killer though. You know what I'm saying? And Keyshawn just don't seem to have that mentality that he want to be the dude to go out there and take down Goliath. He want to cheer on the other nigga for taking on Goliath and coming out victorious. You know what I'm saying? Just like Achilles told that motherfucker on that movie that came and got him at the very beginning when he was asleep, and they wanted him to go fight Boagrius, that big motherfucker. And that little kid said, I sure wouldn't want to fight him. That's the biggest man I've ever seen. And Achilles told him, that's why no one will remember your name.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Ain't no killer.
Yeah.
But you know, it showed that in his immaturity and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But he got a hell of a test this weekend with Jermaine Ortiz. He ain't coming to bullshit and play with him. So hopefully he don't have no karma going against him or nothing.
Hey boy, Moody Trayweather say that line was fire in that movie.
Yeah,
that's why nobody gonna remember your name because you scared.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite movie.
Well, I learned about Achilles' name in like the 4th, 5th grade. He was always been like one of those kind of mythical hero type motherfuckers back in, from my growing up. That's when we learned about him and that war and everything. But that is a cold line. And I like the when he stabbed old boy in the neck.
Yeah, that's Boagrius at the very beginning.
Man, that was the way they laid that out, the way he went running up to him, and that little sidestep move he made, he jumped in the air, stuck him in the neck and just landed behind him. Man, that was such a good ass move. I think that was one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best cinema, how you say it, cinematography.
One of the best moments in cinema.
Yeah, one of the best moments in cinema when it came to that fighting scene. It was so quick and swift, but the moves and the actions that took place in such little time was priceless.
Yeah, that sidestep was like when Deontay Wilder sidestepped Bermane Stiverne and then hit him with that right hand and left hook or uppercut or whatever that was.
He sidestepped him and caught him with a hook.
And then he came back with that right hand. That's what really fucked him up, the right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that moment in the movie was cold. Everybody was talking about that shit at the barbershop. Talking about how that nigga started jogging to the motherfucker.
Exactly. Like, let me go ahead and handle this real quick.
Is there no one else? and then nobody else want that smoke either.
Hell no. Hector didn't even want that smoke. Hector just was pretty much pushed into the situation. Hector didn't want to go out there and face that boy.
He knew what time it was when it was time to go out there, when he was out there hollering his name. Hector! Hector! He knew what time it was. You see, he was giving his goodbyes and shit.
Got telling everybody,
you know what I'm saying? He loved them and all. You knew what time it was, man.
Man, can you imagine? I'm gonna go out here and fight this killer. But at the end, in the afterlife, you show up, you ain't got no face, no lips, no eyes, because he done drug your ass around the city behind his chariot all day.
Yeah. And he was gonna be a great king too, man. his pops and shit, Priam was on that bullshit. Instead of listening to his son, they all would have still lived. Because when they came with that horse, he was like, man, that was his brother. I'm tripping. He was already dead by that time.
You know,
But he yeah, but it was still moments where he was having suggestions and shit like let's pull back. Let's not chase them down and make them come together and all that type of shit. Let's just hold back. And then his pops would be like, let's consult with the gods. And then they'll come back and do the complete opposite of what his son wanted to do. And that shit blew up every time.
Knowing that the gods didn't tell them to go and bring that horse in there. They ain't told you no such thing.
Yeah, that's my movie though, man.
But
Hector probably my favorite character though, man. Hector was a cold fighter. He was a good dude, and they just had him out there bad. His brother wanna lay down with other men's wives and all that kind of shit. Got everybody.
That's what started all the bullshit. You went up there and snatched this man's woman up. Now you got Achilles running around here talking about we got problems. Achilles is a proven killer. Proven. There ain't no pretend about it. He ain't no slouch. This man here is taking heads. How you say it? Taking heads and asking for names later.
Yeah.
That boy Moody Trayweather said he loved the 300.
Yeah, 300 was good too.
Yeah, but they didn't have no Achilles. Let's go and be real. They was good, but they didn't have no Achilles.
Well, the thing is, they should actually happen. Achilles is fictional.
It's fiction. The 300 was they would. Yeah, you gotta give them that. They was wickedly wrong.
Yeah, that's when they stood against the Persians at the pass of Thermopylae. The only thing is they didn't tell the story how it really was. They didn't give the Athenians leader, commander, his name was Themistocles, and he was the person that held it down in the water. I can't remember the name of that body of water, the Aegean, I think.
The GNC.
Yeah, and he was outnumbered out there by a big margin, like 30-1 or something.
That's not part 2. Because remember, they made the second part to that movie.
Have mentioned it, but if they done broke it up though, like this was taking place at the same time as the 300. This shit should have been in part 1, and they didn't tell the story right. I think the second one though, that was talking about the fight the Battle of Marathon, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I need to look at it again to see.
Yeah, because those are 2 different battles. You know,
I know they had Leonidas, but he ain't no Achilles. I'm sorry. Leonidas was hard, but he wasn't no Achilles. Achilles, fictional character, he was something to marvel at. Leonidas, I give him all his props, because real life overrides fiction anytime. So you're right. They had Leonidas.
Yeah. That's some cold shit, man. 300 men hold up 1 million or some shit like that.
That's almost like the hell, I live around the corner from the Alamo. Kind of like the Alamo.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
So we were just on him not being a killer. Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. I spoke on them, not people not talking about it. Then all of a sudden they start popping up all over the damn place. I watched they face to face. Ryan is acting sporadic, kind of like it's reminiscent of when he was acting sporadic, the way he was acting against Devin Haney before they fought. I'm hoping Mario Barrios' name is getting drug tested for this fight. Now, I don't want to have a repeat of Devin Haney, you popping dirty or it comes out that you was dirty or anything like that. I want this to be an own level playing field for both fighters, because I want Mario Barrios to have the best chance he can have against Ryan Garcia. I'm not taking away from Ryan Garcia's speed. I'm not taking away from the fact that I do know he can fight. The young man is talented, but I want to see a good up and up battle. Mario is talking with some confidence. He said he's gonna whoop Ryan's ass. He literally let it come out of his mouth. I'm gonna whoop his ass. And you know me, I'm one of the people that, when I hear a fighter say something like that, and he from San Antonio,
I want to see it happen.
Yeah, I rarely say this, but this is one fight I honestly don't even give a damn about it. Like the showing that Ryan gave me last fight against Rolly, not throwing no punches and all this kind of shit, almost setting a record for not throwing punches. That shit just left a bad taste in my mouth. All his antics and all his bullshit that he be on. And then Mario Barrios, he went out there and fought a 40-some-year-old man, damn near 50, coming off a 3-year layoff or some shit like that. And you go out there and fight a draw? Like, come on, man. That shit that was weak as a motherfucker, man. They kind of lost my interest with that shit.
This the redemption fight for him. This the redemption fight. This the chance for both of them to come back and make a mark for themselves. Ryan to make up for his poor showing against Rolly, and Mario's redemption to make up for his poor showing against Manny Pacquiao. It was my opinion that I felt like Mario, I felt like he had too much respect for Pacquiao. He was trying to remember we spoke about it when I was like, Ryan would have knocked his ass out because he was like, fuck him being a legend. Mario kind of respected the fact. I can't even begin to make an excuse for his sorry showing against Rolly when everybody felt like Roy was the bottom tier of all the fighters out of Devin, Tank, Shakur, Ryan. It was a given that Ryan should have beat him, but he didn't. And that being the fight that came after the Austrian fight, make people look at him kind of sideways. So I feel you on that, but I got to give him, I like Mario. I got to give, and since Ryan is, I got to give him at least a chance to say, this is your chance to redeem yourself. Both of you, really. Just throw more punches. Don't set no record for the least amount of punches and give us a good fight.
Shit, I don't see how you can redeem yourself against a motherfucker that need redemption himself. If you're going to redeem yourself, do that against a bad motherfucker. Go out there and show me something. I think Mario Barrios' best days are behind him, in my opinion. He done been in some wars and shit. He done left some pieces in the ring. He done been a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like that Ali Akhmedov fight and all that shit. It was impressive. So I salute him for that. But right now, I think he like a B- level fighter or something like that. And Ryan, he is a B-level fighter with flashes of A-level shit when he want to. But when he starts saying shit like, if the right Ryan show up, like you gonna lose my interest. Like, you supposed to bring it every time. Exactly. What you mean when the right Ryan show up? Nigga, the right Ryan supposed to always show up. So, yeah, you gonna lose my interest and shit, man. This fight's this weekend that I think are more interesting than them motherfucking fights.
Hey, it better be fights more interesting. The 31st is this weekend. The baby world beater is gonna be stepping on the stage, man.
I'm talking about besides that fight, is fights more interesting. We're gonna talk about it, nigga. We got this a big weekend in Champ Ross. We got 20 fights on the Champ Ross.
I saw that on the Discord. 22. I'm like, damn, 20 fights lined up. My boy Moody Trayweather said he got Mario Barrios, and he said, I don't see how Ryan getting a title shot, a title fight. Let me speak on that real quick. I think this is just a thought. I think that they like Ryan, and I think they believe they can get Ryan a belt that they can capitalize off of it. I think they believe that they can make some money off of Ryan if he capitalized. I think they're looking at his following from what's the name of that thing?
Twitter or something.
Yeah, Twitter or Instagram, one of them. I think they banking to try to pull from that. And I'm just guessing because I could be totally wrong, but I think that's what they're looking at. I think they're trying to think that they might think he a little more sellable to the people. I think if you look at it, and I ain't gonna even put a pause on it. I think him and Mario Barrios are both, young men. They both nice looking young men. They ain't funny looking. They handsome. The girls like both of them. just Ryan is a little more charismatic than Mario. Mario's is more laid back, and I think they try to capitalize on that fact.
Yeah. Well, like this, we want to talk about some fights we got this weekend.
Yes, sir. I wish I should have put the list in the Discord.
Chan Ross got his own channel now, so he got to post it on his channel.
Oh, what? He got a channel?
Yeah, he came through and put the link in the.
Oh, that's right. You showed him the crap did. I need to put that. I need to go sub to it.
Yeah, he just doing it for his Chan Ross competition. But like, all right, so we got some fights on Friday. I think, this Pro Box TV. We got Brian Flores versus Starling Castillo. That's gonna be a pretty decent fight. You know what I'm saying? Brian Flores, if I'm not mistaken, I think he coming off a win over this guy or Artavius Griffin. He was undefeated, had a little amateur background. He upset the motherfucker. I think that's the right guy. But Starling Castillo, he a southpaw. He from like Dominican Republic. He tall, got long arms and shit. Got some pretty good power. He had got a win over this southpaw on Pro Box TV not that long ago. I can't think of his name. He come from Mexico. He was a Mexican national champion. He was a good fighter. I had actually picked against Castillo in that fight and had took the loss. I kind of felt like my guy could have won, but they gave it to Castillo. These two guys got a common opponent. They both fought this guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
That's
he got a whole bunch, huh?
I say that's that gas.
Well, I'm just bad with names in general, but this guy that I'm thinking of, he got over 400 amateur fights. He done fought on like Pro Box TV. He done fought on Showbox and all this type of shit. He an Iron Man. He ain't never been stopped. He done won a few fights. He done won some bets for us and all that kind of shit. Oh yeah, just that reminded me. I gotta send you some bets for this weekend. We taking some chances. You know what I'm saying?
You. Let's go forward, baby. Let's go forward.
Yeah, but with this common opponent, Flores, he beat him, but it was a tough fight, and it was a real close fight. And Starling Castillo, he beat him real wide, but the guy was coming off a layoff though when he had fought against Castillo, so that might have played a part in it. You know what I'm saying? But that's gonna be a pretty good fight right there. And then they
they fighting for a vacant WBC belt.
Yeah, some kind of minor belt. I don't even know what the fuck that is. WBC Fecker Box Junior welterweight title. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I haven't even heard of that title. So yeah, let me just not even bring that up no more.
And then we got Suleiman Sagawa. He fighting against Rene Palacios. Suleiman Sagawa, he an Olympian. He had went the distance with Shushu Carrington. A lot of people thought that he beat Shushu Carrington. He actually won a real big bet for me and Yasa when he had fought against Austin Dulé. We had got 20-1 odds and shit, and we had hit that motherfucker. So I like Suleiman Sagawa, you know what I'm saying? He only been stopped one time when he fought against Jermaine Ortiz. He got stopped with a body shot, you know what I'm saying? But he a southpaw, got real long arms and shit like that. Well, he done been in the ring with some good guys, you know what I'm saying? Like that Mirko Cuello or whatever the fuck his name is. He had beat him and shit, but he always competitive in these fights. And they got him off in there with a guy that don't have no amateur background and shit. And his competition ain't really been the best either. So I think Sagawa probably gonna go out there and whoop his motherfucking ass, but we'll see. And then this Francis Scarborough guy, young prospect coming up. They got him against Brandon Valdez, dude that have been around the block a few times, but Scarborough probably gonna beat on him. We got this Elijah Flores. He in a similar type of situation. His opponent, he one of them guys that got a good looking record, but he ain't really got no amateur background, nothing either. And then his next one, Jacob Bank versus William Skull. This is pretty interesting. It's gonna be in Denmark. Jacob Bank is the hometown guy. He got like 175 amateur fights, something like that. He going against William Skull, the guy that fought against Canelo.
Right. That they was complaining about. They say he was running.
Yeah. A lot of people thought he outboxed Canelo. He had won the championship in Germany. That's where he fight out of. He Cuban, but he fight out of Germany though. He had fought this Eastern European guy, and he won a controversial decision to win the belt, and that's how he had that belt that he lost to Canelo. But he on the road this time, going to go fight this Jacob Bank guy. It's gonna be on the zone. I don't know how televised it's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob Bank win this motherfucker by hook or by crook.
Politics.
Yeah, I won't be surprised because his promoter is the one that's running the show, and it's gonna be in Denmark. I looked at the card; it wasn't a bunch of people that I'd heard of, so it might be kind of tucked away, and they might just come with some controversial shit that most people don't get a chance to see. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be an interesting one right there, man. And then we got the return of Bakhrum Murtazaliev is how I'm supposed to say it. I learned we used to have a subscriber. His name was Stuck in Kiev, and he was from the Ukraine, and he said that if you like his name was Kiev. Well, he said you could pronounce it Kiev or Kiev. Okay. If you in Ukraine, you call it Kiev. Or no, if you in Russia, you call it Kiev. If you in Ukraine, you call it Kiev. So this guy right here, he from Russia, so you pronounce it Murtazaliev. If he was from Ukraine, you would say Murtazaliev. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so Bakhrum Murtazaliev, he fighting against Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly is an Olympian. You know what I'm saying? He got some good skills and shit too. He got some good talent overall. He got some fast twitch muscles and shit. You know what I'm saying? He got some speed on him. He'd have been around the block a few times, but he did go out there and fight this guy. He fought a draw with this dude named Ray Robinson. And that wasn't a good look because Ray Robinson, he wasn't like a real special fighter. He was like a decent guy, but he fought a draw with him. He also took a loss to David Avanesian, the guy that Terrence Crawford knocked the fuck out.
Right.
Yeah. he got stopped by him in like 6 rounds. But ever since that happened, though, he been on a little winning streak. You know what I'm saying? I looked at the face-off between Zaliev, my bad, and Josh Kelly. Bakhrum looked like he ain't playing. He was looking like the Grim Reaper in that bitch or something. Josh Kelly smiling and laughing and all that kind of shit, but this ain't no smiling and laughing situation. This man is square business. And he trying to go knock your dick in the dirt out there.
I ain't heard that statement in a long time. My big brother used to say that all the time. Get your dick, you knock your dick in the dirt. I'm like, what?
That's what he trying to do. Square business. But Josh Kelly, he do got a lot of talent. Bakhrum, he had fought pretty competitive fight against Jack Culcay a while back. So I know he looked like he invincible when he fought against Tim Tszyu, but he ain't invincible. You can fight with the motherfucker. I saw Culcay give him a tough fight, but he did stop him late though. He stopped him in the 11th round. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be an interesting fight though, man. Let's see what Josh Kelly can do with this motherfucker. And Murtazaliev, he ain't fought since the end of 2024. So he coming off a substantial layoff. I think it's like 15 months or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how he react with the layoff.
Yeah, that layoff can be dangerous. It's proven to be something to overcome when it comes to those layoffs. And the longer it is, the worse it is, especially if it's a layoff where they not really staying in the gym, being on their craft. And salute to Eric R, who's joined into the conversation. Family, what's good?
Eric R, what's going down, bro? Had a good last week on the channel. Rousey came in first place.
What? Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, he in the mix like bacon, eggs, and grits. I'm talking about.
That's a good breakfast right there.
Yeah, I done talked about I want D-Lo to win the championship and all that kind of shit. Well, shit, my nigga Eric Carr needs to win him a championship. So let's see what he gonna do. So then we got Josh Padley coming back this week. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a whole lot about his opponent. I did glance at it. I ain't see nothing that stood out to me. So Padley probably gonna go out there and put them bees on him. You know what I'm saying? National champion Josh Padley.
And he's had enough time to prepare.
Got enough time to prepare. He ain't got to be a electrician or whatever the fuck he was.
You said it right, electrician.
Yeah, he can be a full-time fighter. He got him a brand new crib and all that kind of shit that he got from the Shakur Stevenson fight, courtesy of Turkey Al-Sheikh. So he living his best life right now.
That is something right there, to be able to one day look up and you going through the everyday hustle, and then the next day after one fight, you get a chance to be blessed with a crib, or blessed to be able to spend a little more time in the gym, perfecting the craft that you really want to be in. That's got to feel great.
Yeah. So then we got the next fight. We got this Elif Nur Turhan or something like that. She might be. This is a women's fighter. She fighting this woman named Taylor Jensen or something like that. But this Turhan, she might be the pound for pound hardest punching woman that I ever seen. She went out there and knocked out my girl Beatrice Ferreira. Knocked her the fuck out in like 6 rounds. Well, I ain't gonna say knocked her the fuck out like she was asleep, but she beat on her. And right. you could tell them punches wasn't normal. They wasn't regular. Like this woman is sitting down on these punches, man. And I'm telling you right now.
I'm sitting here thinking, do we need to check her chromosomes? Make sure she got her.
She look like a woman. Yeah, she look like a woman. She don't look like that Olympian or nothing like that.
Okay.
You know, but she's sitting down on these punches, brother. I'm talking about she hitting hard. She got 8 knockouts out of 12 wins. That's very hot for a woman. Most women be below 50%. You know what I'm saying? And she is was that 66%? Yeah, 66%, almost about 67%. But that's high for a woman. And she done stepped up in competition and she's still knocking them out. And, you know, going out there and knocking out a bona fide 4.5 is not easy. Beatrice Ferreira, my favorite women's fighter. She went out there and knocked her ass out. You know what I'm saying? She stopped her. So then the next fight we got is very interesting. Extremely interesting. This is Xander Zayas versus Abbas Barra. And we know about Xander Zayas, top rank. We done seen him on the come up. He done won him a championship and all that kind of shit. I think he won like a vacant belt or something like that. 22-0, 13 knockouts. Bona fide 3.5 if you want to look at my scale. He was winning.
You always look at your scale. That scale is Bible on MG Talks Boxing.
Yeah. He was winning championships in Puerto Rico. He came to the United States and won championships over here. He won the United States Amateur Championships 2 times. So that makes him a bona fide 3.5. But he going against a 4.5 in Abbas Barra. Now, he has taken a loss before, but that was controversial, though. Who the fuck was that? It might have been Jack Colkay or some shit. Might have been somebody else, but he lost to a 4.5. But if you look at the way the fans scored the fight, they had to fight for Barra. So it looked like he probably got robbed. I think they had him ahead by like 4, 5, 6 points. So his last fight, he fought this guy named Yoenis Tellez, I think. He was like a upcoming hot shot, young fighter, Latino fighter, knocking motherfuckers out. He looked like he might be special. But he went out there and got his ass boxed up. I had passed up on the bet. I could have got 14-1 odds for the decision. But Abbas Barra, he hadn't fought in like 16 months. So I didn't know if I could trust him coming off a layoff. But when I saw him come to the ring and I looked at him, I said, yeah, this motherfucker ready. It was just too late by then. I couldn't get no money down. But I could see like this guy is square business. He's not playing. He went out for there and beat the brakes out to Yes. And I'm talking about it. I picked him by decision in the Champ Ross. I was just happy he didn't stop the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, Baz Barber can fight like a motherfucker, man. He a 4.5. He won bronze at the AIBA World Championships. This dude is serious, man. They got Xander Zayas. He opened it like a 3-1 favorite or something like that. But yeah, we gonna see how that's gonna go. Then we got the Yuri Cedillo guy. He fighting this Atunde Williams. That's gonna be a good fight. Atunde Williams, he like a Iron Man type guy. They got Cedillo as the favorite in the fight. He a knockout artist, but I won't be surprised if Atunde stay around. He like an Iron Man. Then we got the return of Rohan Polanco. That kid with top rank that's knocking motherfuckers out. He going against Christian Gomez. It look like this probably just gonna be a knockout. Polanco not playing, man. Once he step up and get him a shot, I think he gonna win us some championships. At least one. You know what I'm saying? So we got the return of Giovanni Santilla. That's the guy that got his ass whooped by Brian Norman Jr. He got his ass stopped in like 10 rounds. He coming back. He going against this Courtney Pennington guy, a journeyman. He done been stopped a few times, but he done went the distance with some motherfuckers too. Then, of course, we got Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. We already been talking about that, so you already know what time it is. Carlos Adames versus Ammo Williams. That's going to be a good one. Yeah, Ammo Williams, man, he coming back with something. They got a common opponent in Hamza Shiraz. Ammo Williams got stopped in like 11 rounds. Adames arguably beat the motherfucker. So I'm leaning towards Adames in that one. Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. We done talked about that. Bruce Shoo Carrington versus Carlos Castro. That's going to be a good one too. Carlos Castro, man, he one of them underrated type guys. He got stopped against Figueroa, but I thought he was beating Figueroa. You know what I'm saying? He had an opportunity to beat Cool Boy Steph, but he let Cool Boy Steph win the last round. And that was the deciding factor in the fight. He dropped Cool Boy Steph and everything. But he got Bruce Shoo Carrington coming into town, man. You know, he be knocking motherfuckers out and shit. So let's see how that's gonna go. It's gonna be a good one. We got Big Baby Miller coming back against Kingsley Ibe. That's gonna be interesting as long as it lasts. Miller coming off a layoff. Kingsley Ibe, that's the dude that got knocked out by what's crybaby Jared Anderson.
He call that man crybaby.
That's what he is, crybaby. Yeah, he got knocked out in 6 rounds. He almost went the distance. It was a 6-round fight. And then Jared Anderson hit that motherfucker with a left hook with like a minute left. And knocked him out cold, too. Well, I bet he been on the winning streak since then, though. You know what I'm saying? But I think the longest he done win in the fight was when he went 6 rounds almost with Jared Anderson. Otherwise, his fights be real short, man. They be a minute. I mean, not a minute, but a round, 3 rounds, all that type of shit. He gonna probably have to go some rounds in this fight. So then we got Jose El Rayo Valenzuela coming back. They got him off in there with this guy Diego Torres. They probably want to get Valenzuela a win. You know what I'm saying? That's the dude that had beat Pitbull Cruz for the championship, and he ended up losing the championship to Gary Russell Jr., Gary Antoine Russell. Yeah, so then this another one. This is a tough one for me right here. We got Serhii Boachuk going against Raza Butayev. Raza Butayev, that's a dude that beat Jamal James back in the day. I think he stopped him in like 9 rounds. Hit that motherfucker with a right hook from the southpaw stand. He'll switch him. He go both ways. He had fought that motherfucker Iomonte Stanionis. And Stanionis had went out there and got a nice win over him. That's what put Stanionis on the map. That fight right there. He took off like 2 years out of boxing. Then he came back and fought a scrub. He went 8 rounds with him. The guy was a southpaw. The dude actually could fight a little bit. He had a bad record. He was like 3-12 or something like that. But for a 3-12 fighter, he wasn't too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but he is a bona fide 4.5. He might be a 5. I gotta go back and check. I know he got over 300 amateur fights and shit. He looked like he was gonna be the goods early in his career, but he he ain't had a lot of activity. He done only had one fight in like the last 2 years. He only 32, so he ain't old out his prime or nothing like that. You going against Boachuk. Boachuk like to beat on you, man. He like a butcher. You know what I'm saying? He coming off a loss. He lost to Brandon the Cannon Adams in his last fight. That he seemed to have his number. He knocked him out the first time, then he beat him by decision the second time. But he went the distance against Virgil Ortiz, gave him a tough fight. A lot of people thought that Boachuk might have won that fight. He'd have been in the ring with that guy that knocked out Fundora. I can't think of his name. That 2.5, bonafide 2.5.
Oh, the short Spanish dude.
Yeah, the Spanish guy, man. He tough as a West Texas boot. And he went the distance against Boachuk. Boachuk was hitting with everything though. God, dog, man, he was just butchering that man out there. But he's not impervious. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't hit this motherfucker, but he been in the trenches. Like Boachuk been fighting, he been working, man. He been in the ring. Raza Butayev, he got the pedigree scale advantage, but he ain't been in the ring. He ain't been doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then you done come back and fight the scrub just like 3-12. Are you ready for a motherfucker like Boachuk? I don't know, man. Yeah, they had Boachuk open as the favorite. We'll see. And then the last one, they got Hot Rod. He coming back out the scene. He ain't fought like 2024. He fight against Alexander Voslik. Hot Rod, he pretty good fighter, pretty tough fighter. He only been stopped one time. That was by Better Beef. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what he can do with Alexander Voslik coming off a layoff and shit. But that's the fights that we got this weekend, man. We got us a whole bunch of action.
Yeah, just don't forget to send me the bet.
Yeah, I got you. But like I said, I'm taking some chances, man. You might be coming in on some landmines because I'm sure taking some chances.
You already know how I feel about all of that. Mendoza, Eric also said Mendoza's the guy's name that stopped the Towering Inferno.
Yeah, Mendoza, yeah, that motherfucker, they're a tough boy.
He also said Trey X made top 3 elite ass niggas when it comes to those boxing picks in Champ Ross. He said you done trained them up and got them ready.
Yeah, I went out there and I really could have at least been tied up with Eric R. I missed out on the bonus and shit. I had KO5 instead of KO. No, I had KO6 instead of KO5. I thought I got it too because all the reports said that the fight was a KO in the 6th round, and then the real report came out and said that it was in the 5th round, so I lost that bonus. Well, I was sick. And Champ Ross had KO6 at first, then I looked back again and said KO5, and I'm like, damn. If I would have got that, I would have been tied up with Eric R for first place.
When you think about it, though, did you really take a loss? Because you trained me up from being a 0.05 to a bona fide. What am I?
No, you're a 3.
A 3, but I was a 0.05. You trained me up to that. You got Eric R running around pulling in first places. You woke Yasser up, and he done turned into a damn Grim Reaper. So, even though you ain't like the dude pulling it off, you still the dude pulling it off. So you got to get, that should be some kind of comfort and rest to know that the dudes that you've actually put your hands on and talked to about this boxing shit, you got a good track record, bro.
Yeah, but shit, I think that's just the environment, though. I mean, we got this Champ Ross shit going on, and then we all get together and share ideas. Iron sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm vocal. I do a bunch of talking and all that kind of shit, but I also do a bunch of learning from everybody else that come through. That's why I changed my philosophy. Instead of serving crow and all that old type of shit, I'd rather just respect the opinion of everybody. So instead of saying like this person was wrong, I say that this person said that the other guy won the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some smart people that felt like this guy won the fight or that guy won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we just got a strong environment. That's why I really don't talk about boxing to nobody but y'all. Like, I done tried to, talk boxing a little bit on Facebook and shit like that. It just don't never work out. Them motherfuckers don't know enough about boxing. You know what I'm saying? They green as fuck. So I just pretty much save it to talk with y'all motherfuckers, man, because I know we all on the same level.
That boy Trey, Eric Ross say Trey X is the Emmanuel Stewart of the block. I give you that. I give you that 100%. I agree with you 100% on that one.
Yeah.
Robert out Coach Bozy. Everything surrounding Jerron is going downhill. Bozy fighters losing. Andy lost. Greg Hackett got beat up. He always come in here with something crazy.
Greg Hackett was training too. Who the fuck was he training? Oh no, his fighter should have won. He had trained that guy that fought against Khalil Cole, the old fighter.
That tall dude. That was an ugly fight to me.
It was, but I thought the tall guy won. I can't think of his fucking name. That's a damn shame, and I can't never think of nobody's name.
Yeah, because Calico threw him down on the ground. Give me 1 second. I gotta run real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, what fuck? Let me see that. Oh, Jesse Hart is who it was. Yeah, I forgot. Chan Ross got the schedule pulled up. I could just pull it up. He had hit me up and shit, laughing, talking about. I thought you said you was taking Kane Sandoval in that fight because I was talking about this opponent that had no amateur background and none of that shit. I ended up taking this opponent, Julian Rodriguez, because I had got him mixed up with somebody else. That motherfucker was a bona fide 3.5. And his only loss that he took was to Jose Pedraza, a 4.5. And he going against a 3.5. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take me a shot at Julian Rodriguez, and we put a bet down on it. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up losing a lot of the profit when I had took this motherfucker Max Ornelas over Omar Trinidad. Ornelas was coming off a layoff and shit. He hadn't fought in like a year. But I took a shot at him anyway. That shit cost me some points on the Chan Ross, and it cost me some money. But I ain't feel too bad though, because I ended up being wrong about that Muratov fight. And that was the difference. Those two fights were the difference between me getting a PAC picked all correctly. But I would have been sick if I had got everything right except for that fucking layoff fight. Yeah, this is a pretty big weekend of fighting and shit, man. I cannot wait for this shit.
Okay. I'm back, bro.
Yeah. Me and Eric R, we in the top 10 on the top 10 on the Chan Ross.
Oh shoot. The Block fam seem to have represented for the last 3 years? For sure.
They ain't even seen what the Block fam could do though. That's what's so sickening about it. Because if we had all our killers in there every season, man, we'd be taking over that shit, bro. If we had the Kane in there every season, we had big Joseph Brown up in there every season, Napoleon in there every season, man, we'll be destroying them folks, bro. They really lucky the Block fam ain't just on their ass the way we could be. You know what I'm saying? And
well, we gotta keep them where they don't be trying to say the Chan Ross is showing favoritism. Nothing like that.
Yeah, we got your ass doing a lot better.
A hell of a lot better. Because I used to be trash. I say it myself. I used to be trash, bro. But the tutelage, the understanding, the pedigree scale, it has brought me a long way.
Yeah, you could have been a 3.5, a national champion. But you almost won. We got to get you back up in there though, when you get your schedule and shit settled in.
I'm pretty set now. I won't be seeing no fights. Everything I'll be catching on the fights will be after the fact. I have to catch all reruns because my schedule is set for evenings. But I'm back off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So that is the one consistent thing. that I can say about my schedule that I love because I got to keep my Tuesdays, which was important to me, and my Wednesdays. Because my wife sets up all our appointments for the doctors, our doctors, stuff like that. Things to keep me, make sure that I'm healthy and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And as far as my father-in-law and stuff like that. So, I got my Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So that's comparable. And I can still get a chance to come in here and talk boxing and enjoy being able to have a conversation with you and everybody else.
Yeah.
That was very important to me. I don't even lie to you. When I left the store, that was one of the things I really wanted to make sure I got a chance to hold on to, and that was Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Eric all bringing up old shit. Talk about if you ain't pop dirty at one time, you might have been higher up the rankings. Oh boy, I can't even say nothing about it except I can't even. Man, that's a good one, bro. That's a good one.
That show did pop dirty too, bro. He got caught by the commission.
Man, did I? They went straight to the top. They didn't even have to ask nobody no questions. They were like, nigga, did you just send us pics from your what?
I'm talking about not only did he copy the man pics, he had the man name on his damn pics. He copied everything, including his name.
I went and find my son quick because me and you are no longer entangled in boxing. Your job is done.
And then he didn't even find the killer. I mean, he went and picked somebody that was decent to make it look more believable. I guess, he up there at the top, but he ain't at the very top. Like he didn't copy Nick Harmon or nothing like that. He copied Joe Stunner. It had his name on the damn thing. But that shit that was funny.
It was funny, and I was like, God damn.
Yeah, that shit there was fun. Well, I gotta get some fucking water.
Man, got my side hurt. Eric, you need to stop bringing up old stuff. That's all I can say about that. He said, looked on the Malcolm list, all I see is Pecos bill. Man.
Oh, got to get you back up in there, man. We got to at least get you a 3.5, man. You got to be a national champion.
I'm gonna get back in there. Trust me, I'm gonna be back up in there. But let's get these bets rolling real quick. That's what I really need to see.
Oh yeah, we can get it rolling. I hate football season pretty much over with. Yeah,
it's gonna be Super Bowl. The Broncos, no, it's the Patriots, right? The Patriots and the Seahawks.
Yeah. And
y'all called it.
Yeah, we had got a futures bet on the Seahawks too. That motherfucker Yasa. I normally don't even bet no futures bets, man. I have never done this shit in my life until this season.
What kind of bet?
A futures bet, like where you bet who you think gonna win the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was smoking weed and shit. Hey, folks, who you think gonna win the Super Bowl? Let's put a bet on it. And I had never done that shit. It caught me off guard. I was just like, well, fuck it. Let's bet one then. Put some money on the Seahawks. And shit,
wow.
In there.
See, I'm learning something new every day because I didn't even know there was a such thing as a future bet.
Yeah, we got them going into the playoffs though, so we got them 10-3, fractional odds. Basically, that's like plus 333. And if we would have got them at the beginning of the season, we would have got like 30-1 or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. I hope they win, man. We also we put a little money on the Rams to win just in case they got by Seattle, and we also been sprinkling a little bit of money on the Patriots because the Patriots at 2-1. So whoever win the Super Bowl, we still win some money either way.
Eric Carr say he hopefully they'll have a new offensive coordinator by week 3.
You talking about the Eagles?
I believe that's who, you know, he's an Eagles fan. That's got to be who we're talking about. Shoot, just that fast. My whole mind has slipped what I was gonna say or bring up. Just totally slipped. I'm sipping on this hen and this Pepsi and C4. And I'm feeling pretty good. Bro, I went to Topgolf today, right?
Yeah.
That's why I got on here late. I got video. I took a video of myself, you know, well, one of my coworkers took the video of me hitting the ball. It is terrible. Horrible. I consider myself an athlete, even though I got a bad arm. But I have respect, mad respect for my son and anybody else that play golf that's good at it, because that shit ain't easy. You got to hold the club a certain way. And when you hit the ball, you got to hit that mug a certain way for the ball to go straight. And I realized tonight that I am horrible at hitting the ball. I mean, pathetic. I did hit it, you know, and top golf ain't nothing to brag about hitting the ball because, you know, it got the little spots where, you know, it got certain games that you can play where you get points. But I do know that if I went out on a golf course, calling myself playing 9 holes or 18 holes, it would be tragedy. Straight up tragedy. I agree with you, Movie Trey, whether golf is all finesse. You know, when they talk about guys with power, now I got some good hits. You know, I will say, you know, I looked up and got some good hits. You know, every 5 hits, I might get a good hit. But, bro, I hit the ball one time, and that mug literally rolled off the tee and off the platform.
Yeah.
Literally, it didn't go nowhere. It just rolled off the tee and off the platform. But that golf, you know, that's a game that you have to respect. Now, I've played tennis. I'm pretty decent. Well, I was pretty decent with tennis. I used to play with my mother-in-law back in the day. She was pretty good. And I played in junior high. So tennis, I got up under my belt. Basketball, I'm cold with that. I was good with football. But stepping out there and swinging that golf club, it takes some good hand-eye coordination. You got to have some good hand strength and some good wrist strength. You got to have good form, because if you know, you hit the ball, you think you hitting it straight. I sent that mug off to the left, off to the right. I think I only hit like 4 balls straight, and I hit like 50 balls.
Yeah. That shit, you ain't got but one arm though.
Yeah, but still, I felt like I could do better than that. One hand, one arm or not, I felt like I could do better than that.
Yeah.
Now bowling, Moody Trey Weather, don't get me wrong. I used to be a right-hander, but I can bowl with my left hand. I can get on the bowling alley. I'll strike your ass. I'll get some strikes on that bowling alley. He said, I'm bad at both. Hey, but I can bowl with the left hand, which I was surprised myself. I actually bowl better with my left hand than I did with my right hand. When my right hand was good. Go figure.
Man, I was addicted to a fucking golf game on my damn phone, and used to spend money on that shit too. I can't even remember the name of it, man. It was PGA something.
Top Golf.
That's probably what it was. I know we used to they had it for a while. You could gamble with the other players and shit. You have to buy your own clubs and all that type of shit. I'm spending $100 and something on some video game clubs.
Oh, you was all in.
Oh yeah, I was on it, but that wasn't shit though. And they had clubs that was 1,000. Nigga, they had one club, a putter, that was 4,000. If you wanted to rent it, it was like $500 to rent it. It was this golden putter. And that shit was crazy, man. But they used to have the rankings. I had got me a master's ranking. I worked hard the bitch to get that master's ranking too. I'm talking like I was square business about this shit. I used to play people that were ranked higher than me. I used to knock them motherfuckers off too. Grandmasters and all this old type of shit. I used to give them motherfuckers some smoke. Like I was dead serious. But I ain't played it in a long time. But shit, I'm glad I got away from it because I was spending money on them clubs and shit.
I hear you on that. Now my wife used to play Tiger Woods on the PlayStation, and she was cold in the mug on that mug. Used to always tell, "Come on, let's play some golf," because she knew she could beat me. You know what I'm saying? She knew she could beat me talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fuck that golf. Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I had a partner I had an old school partner that used to love the Tiger Woods. That motherfucker roll up some blunts. Say, youngster, come over here and come get some of the Tiger Woods, nigga, and all that type of shit. We be over there playing that shit all day, smoking weed. That was some good time.
I'm gonna tell you something hard. Driving the bus, right? People be, youngsters and cats be getting on the bus. They be standing on the bus stop blowing, right? And they'll get on the bus, and I'm smelling the weed. You know what I'm saying? And I could literally tell you smelling it. You smoking that CBD. You smoking that CBD weed, or you smoking that real weed. But the smell is like sometimes my mind just drift away, and I be like, man, I remember. I passed up a stop because the dude got on. He smelled like bud, right? And I needed to make a right turn at the very next street. Bro, I passed up the stop because I was sitting there in my mind thinking about when I used to blow. And I looked up and I was like, why this street don't look right? And I was like, oh, shit, I done passed the turn.
Yeah.
And when you pass the turn, the people that's on the bus that ride them on regularly like, hey, when you going? Ain't this bus such and so and so? I'm like, yo, look, I missed the turn. I'm about to correct you. Y'all just chill for a minute. Let me do what I got. Let me do what I got to do. I'm gonna get us back on track.
Yeah.
How the fuck you missed the turn? I can't even tell him that old boy got on here smelling like a pound. Made me forget what I was doing.
Yeah. I got some cold shit right now too, man. You'll like this shit I got.
Don't even tell me about it. I was gonna say don't tell me, but go and tell me.
I don't know the name of it or nothing because I just been getting everything out the street. You know what I'm saying? But I got a player price. I got an ounce of this shit for like a 125. I got it from one of my good friends, and it was the best shit in town at the time. Like other niggas that sell weed, they get they weed from him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow, yeah, I know about that. I remember those kind of days. That nigga out of weed, everybody out of weed. That's when they were drought. No, it ain't no fucking drought. Just you motherfuckers all getting the weed from the same place.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about they got their own connection shit when they selling it, but when it's time to smoke some, they go get it from this nigga.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
nigga, crazy.
Yeah, that shit that was cold, man. I done smoked most of it. Though. I probably done smoked like 75% of the ounce. Well,
so
that shit powerful.
Do it put you like you on Saturn or Pluto?
That shit make you feel like you want to lay down.
Make you want to lay down.
Yeah, I really need to get some more because I don't like smoking this kind of shit all the time. Like it just bring you down too much. But you definitely fucked up though when you smoke it. That's for damn sure. Like right now, nigga, I'm concentrating hard in a bitch to keep everything together. You know what I'm saying?
I can imagine.
Yeah, I need something less powerful than this, so I can like smoke on a daily basis and then just smoke this type of shit when I just really want to relax. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
this some powerful shit though, man, for sure.
Dang. Yeah, God said I'm left-handed, but I bowl right-handed. Shit, that Tiger Woods, Moody Trayweather said that Tiger Woods on PS2 was the shiznit. It was, bro. That was a good game. He said, Eric I said, my mom used to say if I break my left hand, I won't be able to draw no more. So I play every sport right-handed to protect my left. That's dedication.
Yeah,
But my brother was talking.
strongly right hand dominant.
Say what happened?
I said I am strongly right hand dominant. I didn't use my left hand and shit until I started boxing. And that nigga, just think about that, like you want to box, and then like you go to the gym, the first thing that you're gonna work on is your jab, and then you just come to find out that you've been fighting wrong your whole life, because most people in the streets, they fight with their right hand in the front,
right,
like a southpaw, and that's how I fought. And I go off in there and they want me to put my left hand in front, and all I'm doing is throwing punches with my left hand for the most part on the first day. Nigga, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? But I did get to the point where it felt natural. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't imagine going back to fighting with my right hand in the front. But yeah, I am strongly right hand dominant. That's for damn sure.
I could feel you on that because when I messed up my right hand, my mind instantly went to saying we're gonna learn how to use the left because one, I didn't want to be dependent on nobody, and I didn't want anybody having to help me do anything. So I was extra determined to learn how to use my left hand. I learned how to write with it quickly. I learned how to write real fast, and then I started trying other stuff like I said, bowling, and just other different activities, and found out that I'm pretty decent at it. Like I said, I can bowl better with my left hand than I could when I was able to use my right hand. Cause I pretty much sucked with my right hand when it came to bowling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand exactly what you mean being right hand dominant. Cause like I told you, when my brothers used to take me to the park, we used to put the boxing gloves on. They had their little brothers out there. You know, we out there going to see my little brother can whoop your little brother. No, your little brother can't, bro. I used to put hands on those niggas back in the day, man. I used to put hands. Hyphy said he stopped smoking weed too. All I do is dips now. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't even know what a dip is either.
But I'm pretty sure that it'll show up in my system and make me dirty. So, you know, I just gotta think clean living. I had told my brother the day that they test me, I'm gonna come home, give me some bud, and I'm gonna smoke. He was like, "Nah, little bro, don't do it. Don't do it."
I'm my bad. Go ahead.
I was like, "Yeah, you right. I just go ahead." But you know how high I would be, because they haven't tested me yet. I'm just waiting to get tested. But I'm just imagining I would be lit if I came home and smoked the day after I got smoked. They test me, like say I go to work Thursday, and they be like, "You know what, Mr. Wallace, we finna test you, bruh." Can you imagine me coming home saying I'm finna go give me some bud?
Yeah,
I'll be toe up.
I'm thinking about quitting my damn self. You know what I'm saying? I've been smoking weed regularly for a very long time. I would like for my brain to speed up a little bit more, quit forgetting every goddamn thing, forgetting names and all that type of shit. And plus, I already told you I'm trying to go back to school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I probably would help if I wasn't smoking this strong ass weed. Cause this ain't like back in the day smoking Reggie. Like this weed is square business. I think this shit here is able to create some apathy or some just pure laziness.
Yeah.
It'd probably be good if I quit smoking this shit for a while, especially this strong ass shit I got right now.
Even Moody Trayweather say, "What's the difference between wax and dips?" I was looking at it because I was like, okay, with my music thing, I'm like, can I still do music without weed? And I found out, yeah, I could still do it because I started thinking, I'm like, I've been smoking for a long time, but I started doing music before I started smoking. And I was like, I came up with some pretty good stuff before I started smoking. So I can't even I can't that's not an excuse to say, oh, you make better music high, because that's a lie. I feel like I still made the same level music before I started smoking. So I'm all right. At that point, my music, I really wanted to make sure that didn't get affected. And I feel like I'm still doing pretty all right with that. So I'm happy with where I am. I can say I did mention, I started dreaming again. So that's a plus. I started having dreams. They be crazy, but I have started dreaming again.
I ain't been drinking all that motherfucking Everclear no more.
Good job, bro. I am
Yeah,
so glad to hear you say that.
yeah, I ain't been drinking that shit. I just say I'm just gonna drink a little bit when I go to the games, sip a little bit of that Crown Royal with them niggas. But I ain't gonna be drinking no Everclear and all that. I ain't bought none of that shit.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I am so glad to hear you say that, because I just don't like Everclear. To me, it's strong and dangerous. And to hear you say that you're not messing with it no more like that, it makes me feel a lot better. I respect to that. I respect you for that, because that's great, bro. I am so happy to hear, because I feel like you got a hell of a great mind. Memory as far as the stuff that I hear you pull up out of boxing just on a whim and stuff like that. And to be able to talk about body types and the medical stuff that you have that's tucked away in your brain, I appreciate when you were able to just spit it out like you do. So I'm glad. I can't tell you how happy I am to hear you say that. I am truly, truly happy to hear you say that. No bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm still gonna whoop their ass on the poker table too, nigga. I don't need that shit to win. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
Yeah. I
Hi.
know I already been on the ass too. But not here lately because of the snow and the ice and all that type of shit. But um I'm like 6-1 in 2026 so far. So I've been out to a pretty decent start, and I was still winning even when I didn't go on the Everclear.
So you already know that you can kick somebody's ass without that.
I mean, I used to do it back in the day. The drinking is a new thing, and I used to win back in the day. So I know I can beat the motherfuckers without drinking. I just like how it just made me so fearless, and it made me not care about losing. Those were attributes. Now I do still be off in there counting my money and all that kind of shit when I ain't drinking. And like the last time I played, I probably left earlier than I should have. If I was drinking, I might have stayed a little longer. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna make it work though, man. I might not be 100% the man I am on the Everclear, but if I can be 90%, that'll still be good.
I'm gonna be real with you. The man that you are without it is better than the man that you are with it. I'm gonna say this to myself: the man that I am without weed is much better than the man that I am with weed. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That's how I feel. I don't know what anybody else's opinion is about it, but as long as I smoke weed, I can honestly say I feel like my clearer mind is a lot much better than my clouded mind.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The Everclear don't have my mind clouded. That shit have me sharp and focused. I be locked in like a motherfucker. But I just know it's bad for my health long term, man. I can't be drinking that shit like that. Like I done drunk like 6-7 bottles of that shit, big bottles. I know, yeah, I know I can't be drinking that shit like that, man. That's why I said I'm gonna fuck around and kill myself on this damn Everclear.
That's that fire water, like those Indians used to say back in the day.
Yeah.
Even Eric all said respect. Good shit, bro. Hyphy say dip or that wet. Boy, ain't nobody trying to mess with no damn embalming fluid. What the hell? See, Hyphy just be throwing some stuff out there. That's craziness right there. It's no way ever in life, not even in death, would I think about messing with no embalming fluid, bro. That's crazy.
That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw Dips, but I was assuming he was talking about something else.
I thought it was some kind of weed, some kind of new weed product. It didn't come to my mind like that.
I just had a cousin overdose on that shit too.
Man,
Yeah, we had a funeral like 2 weekends ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she
Truly, I am.
was in her late 20s. She had 3 kids and shit.
Oh, that's too fucking young.
Yep. That shit there ain't no joke, man.
That is too young. I'm truly sorry to hear that, bro. I am, man.
Yeah, we wasn't close or nothing like that. You just
Still. That's a family member with 3 babies that's left behind.
that's the sad part. Well, she motherfucker don't want to listen to nobody and shit, man. So I actually got a real good friend that's locked in with that shit, man. She been smoking that shit for so long. And she a good person, man. That's the fucked up part about it. She is a very good person. She will give anybody the shirt off her back. That's why I consider her to be a friend. But I just sat right there and just watched her destroy herself, smoking that shit. Now, I ain't never seen her smoke it like personally, but I know she do smoke it.
Right.
And her health is going bad. She be in the hospital all the time now. She got heart problems and all this type of shit. And she still smoked that shit.
Sometimes they have a grip on them they can't let that they can't get away from. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That's what made me. I used to sell drugs back in the day. And I stopped because somebody that was close to me came to me to buy. And that instant, when they opened their mouth to buy from me, that same instant, I was like, I'm not selling no more, because I just looked in your eyes and I'm killing you. And I realized I was killing other people. And I was like, you know what? I can't even do this no more. And I walked away from the game just like that.
Yeah. I sold a little weed, man, but I ain't sell no dope because my whole family went to prison over that shit. Like my dad's side of the family, everybody went to prison. All his brothers and shit. Like I didn't meet uncles and cousins until I was like 30. These motherfuckers was going to prison for 20 and 30 years. His brother, my dad's brother, he was, see, when I was young, he would fly. But now I'm older, I see how dumb he was. Like this nigga used to ride around Temple in a limousine and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
showing out, bringing attention to himself.
And then when he get caught, he thinking somebody snitched on him. Nigga, you snitched on yourself.
With on your damn self. You run around in a fucking limousine. Why are you in the limo? For what?
But it was both sides. I had uncles that was locked up in the bathroom all day, getting high, getting fucked up. One of my favorite uncles, man, his name was Uncle Bud. He passed away now, but he used to be fucked up on that shit. He'd be doing good for a while, cause like he used to cook food and sell plates. And then once you started seeing the quality of the food decline, you know, he back on them drugs again.
Right.
Getting fucked up. But like that shit tore my family up, man. The crack epidemic, man. Either they were selling it or they were using it. My dad's side of the family. So that's what made me not fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
my dad, he was in the game, but he was smart. He ain't never go to prison. You know what I'm saying? He was doing some things though. That's for damn sure.
He was more blessed than smart.
Yeah, so like he knew the whip game and all that shit. And that guy that I told y'all about, he like a brother to me. He taught him that shit. I had got dumb at one point. I was thinking I wanted to get out there a little bit and get some money. So I went to that nigga. And he was like, nigga, your daddy will kill me, nigga, if I put you down with that shit. After we had that conversation, I just never even thought about it again. Like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hustler of my own kind, man. I ain't in a dope game shit. I'm gonna get you on them, with them cars and them dice or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I did a lot of things. Now, this gonna sound crazy. I knew I was gonna have kids, right? And I did a lot of things honestly and purposely. So when it came down to facing my kids, I knew exactly how to tell them what it was they was looking at, what to look out for, and how. I actually put myself through some things just for them before they even got here. And you know, people look at me and be like, "You tripping?" And I'm like, "No." I looked at my life when I was young. Me and my nephew, who's just a few years younger than me, I remember like yesterday him saying, "What do you see yourself being when you grow up?" I told him I was going to be a husband and a dad, and I was going to go through certain things. So when it came time to tell my kids, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, I don't want to be one of those dads that's talking about something that you have no clue of what it is you're talking about. So when my kids come to talk to me, or when I was sitting down and having serious conversations with them, I was able to be able to pull from true experience. You know, my kids know I've been to prison. My kids know I used to do certain things. My kids know every aspect about my life, but I feel like it's prepared them better for their lives. My whole existence is uh to make sure that everything was tight for them. That when they came up against certain situations, certain boyfriends, certain things at work, certain with drugs, I told my kids when it came to weed, I'm like, if you want to smoke, come to me first. Come talk to me. Get your weed from your dad. Now I know a lot of people like, oh, that's fucked up, this and that. And I'm always quick to say, would you rather your kid to go to somebody that you don't know and you ain't ever seen your kids smoke? I got young ladies. You know, you've seen women, girls, you grew up with them. You've seen them, they get high and then all of a sudden they get loose. I told my kids, you smoke, you come smoke with me first. So I can see if you're gonna get loose. So I know. I told them straight up, you smoke with your dad so your dad can see if you turn into a hoe or if you still got some sense about yourself and some morals. Because if you're gonna turn into that loose girl, then the only place you need to smoke is at home. You don't need to buy weed from nobody. You don't need to smoke with your friends because that will get you caught up in some kind of crossfire. And I don't care what nobody else feel and how they think I should have taught them, but I feel like my daughters and my son took grasp to what I told them, to what their mom have told them, and it's worked out for the better. I've seen how, you know, certain girls or certain guys get high and they whole demeanor, their whole attitude, everything about them changes. And they had nobody to help them guide them through it. So, yeah, I put myself through some things. I've been to prison. I got in trouble. I've been through all these type of things, but I did it for some children that hadn't gotten here yet. But now they're here and they know what I did, and I feel like they're better for it. So I am not ashamed about nothing in my life that I did in the past, what I went through. Fuck it, that's what I did. But my babies don't have to do it.
Yeah. My mom used to let me smoke weed when I was like 14. Like I just had freedom to smoke weed. She would keep like an ounce off in there. Sometimes she'd be selling it and shit. I swear my mom one of the only people that I seen that sold weed and really made money because she ain't smoked none of that shit. She used to stack up money selling weed. But I used to smoke her shit. She had a roommate though that had some kids, and they was like my little brothers. I love them little niggas to this day. They was tough. I put them in the boxing gloves and shit. That they be playing football. I be at all their games and shit. They was some player little niggas. But the oldest one, he was really close to me. He was like 4 years younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to be running shit, nigga. I'm talking about we killing everybody playing football, whooping niggas' asses, getting all the girls. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to have a lot of fun. But like when he was like 11, I'm like 15. I'm smoking weed. He come to me telling me that he already smoked some weed. So I let him smoke it. And like he talked me into it. And he was acting all crazy. He running around the house with his drawers on his head and all this old crazy shit. I thought it was funny. But like he took to drugs. Like that moment, like he loved smoking weed. And then that shit evolved into other shit. And then it came down to him dying to an overdose of heroin. He died when he was about 30. And that shit fucked with me too. Cause I feel like I'm the person that introduced him to that shit. Like he wasn't smoking weed and shit. And then I let him smoke weed, and then that shit just took off on some gateway shit.
Right.
He ended up overdosing on heroin. That was my little nigga too. He came and picked me up one night in a dream. That motherfucker was in the old school, big body brown car. I don't even know what it was, like a Lincoln or something.
Huh.
Motherfucker came, picked me up. We rode around and chopped it up and shit. And he dropped me back off at the crib, bro. That shit was crazy. It was in color too. I just told you the color of the car and shit. It was school brown.
That might have been a way of letting you know that it wasn't your fault. You know, I take responsibility for my daughters and my son and what I've taught them because I taught them. I felt like this is a teachable moment. I explained to them why I'm letting them do. I explained to them, if you get something that you want, you should come to me. Anything that you feel like you want to do, you should talk to me or your mama, because we're the best people who are going to give you the clearest, most straightforward answer. Your daddy ain't going to just tell you no just to tell you no. I'm going to give you a no and give you the reasons why there's a no. I'm going to give you a yes and give you reasons why there are yes. But I'm not going to just be just cut and dry with it and say, it's this because I said so. I never believed in that, because as I came up, I ran into that it's this because I said so a lot. And there was a lot of times that I was in situations that I needed to really talk to somebody and they didn't really hear me. And I made sure that I was like, in my mind back then, I'm like, you know what? When I grow up and I have kids, I'm never going to do them like that. I'm going to make sure, one, I listen to what it is they're saying and what they think they want to do. Because I'm going to tell you the worst thing, the hardest thing for me, Trey X, when it came to my kids, is sex. When my girls decided to tell me they thought they was ready, that was the hardest, bruh. That was the hardest thing for me to conversate with them. The ones that wanted to smoke, they came to me. That was an easy conversation. That was an easy thing to deal with. But when they all told me about sex and they thought they was ready, they daddy, you know, as a daddy, I wasn't ready. But as a young lady, listening to their argument, because I had to listen to their argument in order to make mine, and listening to their arguments and what they thought and how they felt, you know, we had to go with that. And luckily, I had a wife, so my argument was balanced out. You know what I'm saying? You know, she can give her, you know, I'll let her talk to them. She can give her views and her opinions on it. I can give my views and my opinions on it, and then let them make their choice. Because one thing I have learned is, regardless of what you say and what you do, they still gonna make the choice of what they want to do. But you gotta give them the full range of, this could go wrong, this can go right. That's the only thing you can do. But sex was the hardest out of everything. Sex was the hardest thing to talk to my kids about. Not drugs, not if you accidentally kill somebody, not, you know, none of that shit. Sex was the hardest thing.
Yeah, nigga, my mom, she taught me about sex when I was 7. And she taught me about condoms and everything when I was 7. It was me and my little friend. I was 7, he was 10. It was this Olympic sprinter. His name was Doc Patton. He used to be my babysitter. And his little cousin, that's who my mom taught and shit. That motherfucker Doc Patton had his cousin. He had some kind of disorder that made his body like real muscular and shit. I ain't seen nothing like that. This motherfucker looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was 10. I'm talking about muscles on top of muscles, nigga, abs and shit, nigga, chest, back. I'm talking about just fucking like a monster, nigga, and didn't do no exercise.
I know exactly what disorder you're talking about, because I've seen that in 5 different children now.
Yeah, I seen that motherfucker when he was 16. He was still like that. I'm talking about just cut the fuck up, low body fat percentage, and ain't doing no exercise, ain't playing no sports, ain't doing shit. Just working at Popeyes or some shit. Yeah, that motherfucker there had some hell of a genetics, boy. That motherfucker Doc Patton was a monster though. Shit, he was on the Olympic team when he was like 34 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, he used to have us out there racing all the kids in the neighborhood and shit. That shit used to be fun in the motherfucker.
You don't hear about too many 34-year-old Olympians.
Yeah, nah. That nigga little cousin thought he could bully me and shit, nigga. We used to be fighting like a motherfucker, nigga. I don't give a damn how many muscles you got. Nigga. You got me fucked up.
You ain't finna get away with that on me.
Nah, yeah, nah. We used to squabble like a motherfucker. You know, I had a fun little childhood, man. I hate my little brother involved with drugs and shit, man. That's gonna fuck with me until the day I die. I ain't bullshitting. That was like my little brother, man. I think his life would have turned out differently if he wasn't around me. And then he came down to Temple to live with me for a little while. And he seen the way I was moving and shit. Like, I ain't got no kids or nothing like that, nigga. I do whatever I want to do. I go pick up some money over here, go pick up some money over there. I'm always at the dice game. I'm all up in the trap houses and shit, breaking them niggas and just doing what the fuck I want to do. That nigga got gravitated to that shit. So I started teaching them some shit that I know. And that probably made things worse, because now he go back home and he able to have money that he wasn't having before. So now he can go buy more dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you can't think what they think. You can only do your part, and genuinely, if you genuinely just doing to help get them, to help them understand that you can't take blame for that. And I understand what you mean when you say this gonna bother you probably till you leave this planet. Nobody has the right to say don't feel like that. Nobody has the right to say feel like that. But I do understand. So with that, all I can say is I understand, bro. And however you work with it, you work with it. And because, nobody can, I can't put it in words, but I do understand. Eric Goss say, bro had ass buff syndrome. And Hyphy has joined the conversation. What's up, Hyphy? You jumped in. It's 12-11. You now decide to come in. You and Cali, so it's what, 9-11 or 10-11?
After a little after 10. But yeah, I said I come in for a little bit because this conversation kind of hit home, and it's something I kind of gotta deal with right now. So my partner, my partner I didn't grow up with all my life. I didn't unfortunately had to watch his son, who is 18. Now, being an 18-year-old, he didn't kicking it with his friends or whatever, whoop-de-whoop.
Right.
He didn't try to, smoke some weed, but he didn't, whatever he didn't smoke, that shit didn't, mess with him to the point. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it didn't mess with him to the point he had to, just messed up his whole neurological system. He didn't have to go to this the psych center. The shit, it just got him permanently depressed. Whatever he didn't smoke, that shit didn't permanently did something to him,
Right.
And
my oldest brother who passed away, he hated weed. And he hated weed because he smoked with somebody and they gave him something that wasn't weed. And, it affected him in a bad way. So I understand exactly what you're saying. And that's one of the things that, I talk to my kids about. That's why I was like, hey, if you're going to smoke, come to your daddy. Because your daddy going to let you know what weed is, what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. Don't trust somebody. I'm just giving y'all what I told my girls and my son. Don't trust somebody that don't put your lips around something that's already rolled up that you didn't see. Because you don't know what that other person is smoking. You don't know what they into. That's why, your daddy smoke weed. Y'all know your daddy smoke weed. If you want to smoke weed, you come talk to me. Cause your daddy ain't gonna give you no bullshit. I'm not gonna it's a verse, which is would a father give his son something bad, knowing that it's bad when his son asks for something good? No, I would never do that to y'all. But you can't trust your friends, and what they would do. And every time I hear a story like that, it pains me because my oldest brother, like I said, my oldest brother went through that. And from the time that I knew him until he passed away, weed was something that he didn't condemn me for smoking it, but he would always bring up the point that he had smoked one time with some people and they did him that way. So I always made sure that was a point a point of interest that I always pointed to my children. Don't just get something from somebody. Don't just smoke something with somebody that's already rolled up. They hit this weed and you fuck around and hit some angel dust, or you fuck around and hit some wet, or you mess around and hit. You don't know what you hit. Don't do that. So I feel you with that, bro. And I honestly feel the hurt that you go through knowing people that go through that, because the love for my family and worry for them. And the thing, because my family has been through a whole bunch of stuff. I don't speak about a lot of it, but my family has been traumatized in more ways than people can think of. I hold a lot of it in because I don't just feel like it's some things to be shared, but I do understand the scope and the realm of the hurt and the pain and things that people can go through. And I think that's why I am like I am, where I try to be as clear to people as I most possibly can, be as honest to people as I most possibly can. From drugs to cheating to misconceptions and lies, all type of things. I felt the sting of every aspect in life. And it's something, people be like, oh, you would do this to a person? No, I wouldn't, because I know how bad that hurt me. And I would never want to cause somebody that kind of pain. So I feel exactly what you're saying, bro. And I understand. And I'm sorry that you have to be a part of something like that, because I know the kind of pain that can cause the person, especially when you care for the person that's going through it, or even if it's happening to you. So, you and Trey X, brothers from other mothers, other fathers, when people have trauma and problems in their life, when I say I feel you, God knows I am not bullying you when I tell you that I feel you, because my family has been traumatized to the point that you would be like, damn, how are they surviving? But we here. So, I salute to you for being strong and being able to stand and have the decency to have feelings for that person and to want them to be better. I'm sorry that they're going through that.
That shit, it's just crazy, man. Because us on the outside, it's like we almost get mad at them people, because we like, man, like, you don't understand how this shit just ruining your life, the people around you. But it's just it's like a sickness. It's like they just can't snap out of it for whatever reason, and that's like the most scariest shit I didn't probably feared all my life. Like you're just talking about the Sherman stuff, because you can hit that one time and you could never come back.
Exactly. And when you I guess you don't want to preach to the person, because it's almost impossible to preach to the person. So the only thing you can do is try to lay out. You have to look at the situation. And I always tell my kids to when you have a problem, look as far down the road as you can and try to imagine every situation that can happen, and imagine how you would try to deal with it, or how you would deal with it. That's the way I've lived my life. I've always looked at, if this happened to me, how would I deal with it? Would I lose my mind? Would I go and blame other people? Or would I stand up, try to be a man, try to figure out what's the best way forward? Because when something happens to you, you have to realize that it's not just happening to you. When you react to it, it's going to affect those that are around you, from your wife, your kids, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, whoever are still alive that love you. So you have to prepare yourself, regardless of how hard it might hurt or how good it might be. You have to look and say, I am going to attack this problem this way. I don't know how other people deal with things, but that's how I deal with them. I look at things and be like, if this happened, how am I going to deal with it? I'm not going to spread it out and be like, oh, I'm gonna just go off and lose my mind, because I'm not going to hurt my kids. I'm not going to hurt my cousins, my nephews, my nieces, my sisters, my brothers. I'm going to try to attack the problem best way I can and make it go away the smoothest way I can. A lot of people look at it, oh, this happened, I'm going to tell the whole family, I'm going to do this and do that. Well, you're not realizing that when you break that problem out or that situation that you could fix to the family, you just fucked up everybody's life just so you could feel better. You could feel better. It will take time, because over time is when the pain stops. But don't cause that pain for everybody else. But that's just me.
Man. Yeah, this
session in this motherfucker tonight.
Say what?
I said we having a therapy session in this motherfucker tonight.
It almost seemed it almost seemed like it.
That's how all these shows go. You know, we like start off with some boxing, then tap into some other sports, and after that, niggas, talk about whatever life, then throw at your ass or whatever,
But we always talk about being real and keeping it as real as possible, and nothing is more real than being honest. And if what we saying, you never know what you saying, Trey X, or what you say, Hyphy, or what I say. Somebody might be listening, or somebody might come through later on down the line and listen and hear exactly what we're talking about, and this might help their ass. This might really make a whole different change in the pattern of the way they live and look at things. That's the way I believe that I looked at it. That's the way I look at it. So, it's been things that I've come across that there was no one there to help me with, and I had to battle through it by myself. And that hurt is the worst kind. But I do believe that I do not want to share my pain with my kids, my wife, my sisters or brothers. If there's a way that I can take away from that sting before it gets to them, I feel like it's my duty and obligation to do that.
Yeah, that conversation too, look, man, if y'all gonna smoke, come to me. Boy, I know that was a tough one to wrestle with too.
It is, but if you don't do it, what usually happens? They end up smoking with somebody that one of their partners. My brother didn't have that for him. He ended up smoking with somebody. He ended up getting something that had him seeing hallucinations. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody was willing to say, you know what? I do this. I would be a hypocrite to tell you not to. So here's what I am going to do. I'm going to give you the goods and the bads to the best of my knowledge, so you will know this could happen, what could happen. I'm going to even give you a route that if you do want to do it and you decide to do it, most people look at their mom and dad, be like, oh, my mom and dad be tripping. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. But you find out later on down the line, your mama used to be a hoe. Your daddy used to be a pimp, drugs or whatever. And now look at you. But if I come to you and just straight up say, hey, this is the road that your daddy's been traveling, your mom has traveled, come talk to us. We're not going to bullshit you about what's going on. We're going to give you the real 100% of what we faced. Not saying that that's what you're going to face, but if this type of situation happens, it's usually leading this way, and it gives you a better situation and a better setup of what you need to be looking out for. And if you don't want to trust nobody, the two people you should be able to trust, or the people you should be able to trust, you should be able to trust your freaking sisters, brothers, nephews, nieces, cousins, children, mom, dad. Your family are the people you should be able to trust, and they should be willing to share with you the hardships and the bullshit that the world has thrown to you or thrown to them throughout their lives, and they should turn around and give you the weapons to be prepared to face that. And if they don't, then they just bullshitting through life themselves.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Man, talk.
Yeah, Zeke preaching tonight.
I'm just keeping it real, bro. I'm just keeping it real. There's nothing on this planet that I love there's nothing on this planet that I love more than my family. And I'm talking brothers, sisters, mom, dad, wife, kids. There's nothing more important to me than that. Friends are important to me, but I can only give them what I know. And you hear a lot of times people say, you fucking over a person if you don't give them the truth. If you lie to a person, you just fucked over them. About a situation, if they ask you about something, you don't keep it real, you fucking over them. And later on down the line, that lie that you told them is going to come back not to bite you, but it's going to end up biting them. And it's going to put them in a situation that's not conducive for them to be able to produce the best thing for them. I've been through that. I've been through people lying to me. I've been through people hiding things from me. I've been through a lot of things like that in my life. It is the most hurtful thing for a kid to be growing up and people looking at them when you tell them the truth. They'd rather hear a lie than the truth. So they tell you that you're a liar. They tell you that you're worthless. They tell you all these type of things. That shit tear you down. And if you're not strong enough to fight through that, and you don't realize back then that, hey, when I grow up, I ain't finna do this bullshit to somebody. I've been in situations where the truth seemed so outlandish that it sounded like a lie. And when you tell the truth, because people always tell the truth and you won't be in trouble. I tell the truth and you tell me I'm a fucking liar. I would never do that to a person. I'm going to listen to what you say because I know that I've been in situations that's like that. And when you really listen, and sometimes you will hear truth that sounds so far-fetched that you have to ask yourself, a motherfucker would have to really think real hard for this lie to be made. And then you might sit around and let it marinate for a while and let that situation come up again. You can casually bring that situation up. And if they tell the same story more than once, 9 times out of 10, they're telling you the truth. That lie will change. It's never failed that a person that tell a lie, at some point, that motherfucker change, but that truth never do. I'm just telling y'all what I've been through, some hurts I've been through. And like I said, you end up with some certain pains and some certain holes in your soul and in your life. You instantly know how bad that feels. And you don't, unless you just a dog ass person, you don't want to share that kind of pain. You don't want to put that kind of pain and that kind of hurt on somebody else. You go out of your way to make sure that you help guide them from those kind of pitfalls and hurt. But that's just me. I don't know what everybody else thinks. Because I've seen some people that just straight lie over and over and over again. I've seen people that have no regards for anybody but themselves. But as you grow older and as you pay attention and you listen, because I've learned that if you listen and you listen long enough, You'll hear the lie. You could hear the truth. You could hear the lie. Keep your mouth shut sometimes, because sometimes that's what it takes. Just sit there and listen. And it's going to always hit you. Y'all forgive me if I seem to have gone off on some kind of rant, but I just when it comes to, I love life. I love people. And the thing that I don't want to hurt is my family. Because you might not know all the people they know, but you don't want them to be out there hurting other people, because that hurt will come back to you tenfold. And there you have it from Counselor MZ, Musically Zone Talks Boxing. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to take y'all down that road. I try to keep it about music and boxing, and every once in a while a funny story. But every once in a while we might have to end up digging into a situation like this. And if you're shamed about it, then don't talk about it. But the best thing to do is to be able to share, to help other people be able to navigate the bullshit that will at some point in time come at them.
Yeah, some, real life conversations, real life shit happen, man. If y'all can't understand that, I don't know what to tell you.
Sometimes it just takes people longer to realize. But think about all the people that end up getting snatched off this earth before they did get a chance to realize it. I feel bad for the kids that parents get taken away while they are children. Who gonna help guide them? Who gonna help guide them?
Man, and I got to give a shout out, because our brother Rob Stewart, he was unfortunately found himself in that position, and he stepped up and he took in his nieces. So that's what kind of like one of the reasons why we don't be seeing Robert Stewart in the Discord nearly as often anymore.
Hey, that him doing what he need to do for his nieces is much more important than being in the Discord with us.
Yeah, and
they need him way more than we do.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just even proud he was even in a position to do so. And him and his wife, they assumed their responsibility. So cool that he had a wife that was willing to step up and play that role also. They were just fortunate to even be able to handle that.
The kids are blessed for it. I'm gonna tell you, Trey X told me that he loved his planet and he loved his earth. To me, things that he say and things that he do are things that I can actually throw building blocks on and be like, this is out of all the people I know, this is one of the few people I can honestly say that I've ever heard those words come from. For somebody to love the place that you live, that person has good in them to help guide other people. To listen to you share something about a friend that went through something, that let me know that you got some good in you to help guide some people. Those are things that I look for in folks. That's why I can confidently say I'm sitting on a boxing channel that I met people that I literally feel like when I talk to them and hear conversations, because a person can only pretend for so long before their true self comes out. I've been on this thing for 7 years. I've been talking to y'all for more than 4. And you guys have been consistent on attitudes, things that you say, because I'm not going to lie to you. There's been certain times that I say, you know what? I'm going to put this out to see what happens. I'm going to test the waters to see what happens, to see who feels like what, to see who says what, to see who reacts. It's not by mistake or accident. I do shit by design because I want to know what it is and who it is that I deal with. That's why I'd be glad to come over here and talk with y'all. That's why I have open conversations. I can laugh, giggle, damn near cry sometimes with some of the things that's been said and how we react on this channel. I ain't never got to see your face. I ain't never got to meet you. It is the personality and the vibe that has been given to me from y'all and the vibe that I give to you guys. It ain't about the music. It ain't about boxing, really. It's actually about the type of people that have the conversation with me. Because like I said, and I'll always say, you can only pretend to be something for so long before the true you actually comes out. And you guys have been consistent. For the 7 years that I've been on here, Trey X fucked with Pecos Bill. That's who I end up popping on here as. D-Lo 404 Boxing. You Hyphy. I know I mess with you and call you the troll of all trolls, but you guys, Joseph Brown, Eric R, Yasser, he, Trey X let me know he was mad at you because of King of Kings, the guy that I call King of Kinfolks. But everybody on here has been themselves, the conversations, and I've had one with each and every one of you guys on different plateaus, on different levels, and you all have been consistent. That's why I fuck with y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I look at it like shit. It was probably only meant to be just like a small group of niggas anyways, like us. It's probably like a dozen of us, you feel me?
It is. I've never worried about growing a channel. I ain't never been worried about monetize. What I do worry about is being able to sit down, have open discussions, conversations with people. Oh, I didn't mention Decane. If it's a Moody Trayweather, if it's a name that I don't call, it's not that I don't that I don't feel that way about you. It's just that I can't remember everybody's names. But the people, the core group that comes here on a regular and have conversations are people that I actually think, as far as I'm concerned, better me on the way I think, on some things that I do, on some actions that I take. People will say, how you can have love for somebody you ain't never met? I have love for the spirit and the connection of the person. I don't have to meet the flesh.
Yeah, we right up the road from each other, though, nigga. We gotta link up one of these days.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I've talked to Big E and Otis on more than one occasion. It's just that once things line up and say that it's allowed for it to happen, it's gonna happen. You might just look up and we might be there.
Yeah.
Hey, and let me interject because I didn't witness this. It's a whole bunch of niggas that didn't holler at Trey. Hey Trey, when I'm in Texas, we gotta link up one day. He done shot all them niggas down.
Hey, but that go to show, he got a certain way that he feels. And I've heard it more than one time. You're right, Eric R. Gil Coles also. I've listened to guys get serious about things. I've heard guys, I've seen this channel come together over death. I've seen this channel come together over life. I've seen this channel come together over people's accomplishments, people going through stuff, and each one of you guys have made a certain reach out or a certain touch to help a person. I paid attention to everything. I might play a little crazy, like I don't know some stuff. Trey X called me out on it one day. I had to play real hard in order to keep my undercover on, but I'm letting it come out right now. Yeah, I am calculated on what I do, what I say, and how I move. But I also do it so I can get the most authentic reaction from people. because I can't stand fakes. I've never faked y'all. I've always been true. I just make sure that I put it in such a way that it makes you have to think. It invokes a reaction because that's what I need. I can't be messing around with people that ain't gonna be 100%. And y'all have to this day from 7 years ago up until right now. Hyphy, it took a little work with you because I felt like when we first started, you kind of looked at me as a little outsider because I came in kind of new and hot. But as time went on, we've all grown in our own relationships, in our own situations. We've all had certain situations that we touched on, conversations that we had that's only been meant for us. I'll never bring them up, to anybody else, but we all know what we've all had talked about, what we all have been through, what we all have shared with. And as far as I am concerned, whatever you shared with me that was supposed to be with me has been locked away in the safe with the key thrown away forever.
Crazy thing is, nigga, I wasn't even too sure about these niggas when I first met them. They was cool with Marlo at first, and I ain't know them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what everybody came in on a different tier, and in order for me and you to be tight, we had to cross our own bridges. For Hyphy and I to be tight, we had to cross our own. Everybody had to cross their own bridges, which brought us all to the same circle. Everybody's bridge that was crossed brought us all to the same circle, which made us a nice little group of people that actually have conversations with. We share things that we feel are important I share things that I feel like are important to me that will help you. You share things with me that you feel like are important to you that has helped me. And that's what I've seen throughout this whole group of people that come here. And I love that. I feel like if the world could do that, this motherfucker would be so cool to live in. But it's not. So I have to be acceptance and happy, and I hold on tight and dearly with you, Hyphy, and the rest of these guys. What I have with y'all, I don't share with the rest of the world because it ain't for them. I don't care that the rest of the world don't come here to listen to what we talk about because it ain't for them. If it was, they would be here.
Say that motherfucker. What you say you sipping on over there?
I'm sipping on some Hennessy and Pepsi.
That shit got my nigga feeling sentimental over there tonight, boy.
Now, it ain't sentimental. It's just it ain't sentimental, bro. It's just that I knew at one time I was gonna have a conversation with y'all. It didn't matter if it was you or D-Lo, DeCane, because I had conversations with everybody. But I want people to know how real I am and what I've gained from each one. You know, and I'm sure everybody can say, you know, I have had a conversation with MZ. He hasn't changed on his views, his thoughts, the way he said he will be. I have been the same person that I've always been. Trey X, since I've been talking to you, you have been the same person that you've always been. Hyphy, what more can you ask for from a human being? That's what you want. You don't want somebody that every other day they changing like the weather. You want a person that when I talk to them is substantial, is concrete, and I know if I come to you, I'm gonna get the real answer back. I don't want it to be sugar-coated. Hell, that's what you look for. I want a straight up truth. You can't dress up the truth. It's gonna hurt sometimes. It's gonna be funny sometimes. It's gonna be hard sometimes. But it is what it is. And that's what I got from y'all. That's what I get from y'all. And fuck anybody else who don't like it. And what's up, Lala D? Who done slid in here on the cool, all quiet and stuff.
We're going down.
That boy Moody Trey was to say that Henny talking. Y'all, I'm gonna be real. I done said it in the song, but y'all ain't listening. If you listen to what I say in the song, y'all will hear me anyway. I always speak the truth. in my music, I'm gonna really tell the truth because that's the one thing I feel like I just cannot lie on. So if I told you it happened in the music, y'all just need to decipher what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm the same way, nigga. I'm gonna give it to you like God gave it to Moses. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Exactly.
If you listen to me talk, I'm gonna tell you about the failures along with the successes, nigga. I don't just talk about the wins, nigga. I talk about the losses too. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the beauty of it. That's what you want. That's what I want out of life. I want people to give it to me straight up. If I ask you something, if it sounds crazy, MZ, that sounds crazy than the motherfucker. But here's the answer. I don't get mad. My feelings don't get hurt because it's growing up. Didn't you just hear me say I have been called a liar? I have been disrespected as a kid. I have been stepped on, walked over, looked over, but it made me strong enough to be able to say, you know, when somebody hit me with the truth, whether it's good, bad, or indifference, I know how to accept it, and it don't bother me. My skin is thicker than a turtle shell. All I want is for you to give me the honest, true feelings, the way you think about it.
Yeah.
Lala D say she just woke up. Thought it was time for work. It's only 12:43. Well, what time you got to be at work?
We work in the mornings.
What time in the morning? 1, 2, 3 o'clock? What time she going to work? Because it's just 12:43 and you woke up thinking it's time to go in. God dang. You sound like you drive a bus.
I think she got to be at work at like 8 or something like that.
Oh, she still got plenty of time. I know some of my co-workers is starting to get up right now because it's time to go warm those buses up at like 2 o'clock and hit that road at 3.
Y'all do that pre-trip and all that, huh?
Yeah, you got to go and every day when you pull a bus out, you got to go and check, make sure the windshield wipers work, all the lug nuts are on the tires, the heat work, the lights work, the reverse lights work, the blinkers lights work, the hydraulic switches will work. I like to test the hydraulic switches, make that mother lean down and raise up. The ramp for the wheelchairs to come on, go out and in. There's certain things like that that you just got to do and be ready. She said she usually get up about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Lately, it's been 6:45. I feel you on that. So yeah, Hyphy, those are the pre-checks that you have to do for that bus. And I know I done said it once, I'm gonna say it again. I freaking love doing what I'm doing because I'm actually helping people move around the city. The city has entrusted me with a job with their most valuable assets, and that is the people that live here. I love moving these people around, even the ones that's drunk, high, going through shit, cussing me out. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna still get them to where they need to go. I'm gonna get them there safely and comfortably as I most possibly can. These few days that have been real cold, it's been, I stop at a bus stop. I start looking around to make sure ain't nobody trying to run and catch me because I don't want to leave nobody out there in the cold. I felt so good that San Antonio was like, they opened up the libraries and stuff like that and told us that, hey, if a person get on the bus and say they trying to go to a warming center, which is the library or something, let them ride for free. Man, I can't tell you how good that made me feel because I came from a city that wasn't doing no shit like that. So to hear a city and hear people have that kind of love for people that's out there, all these homeless people, they was jumping on the bus saying, can I go to the homeless city, sir? I don't have no money. You don't even have to tell me you don't have no money. Have a seat. I'm going to get you there as safely as possible. I'm going to drive this bus where we hitting the bumps as lightly as possible, and I'm going to get you there. I love doing this job.
So let's say a customer was to spit on you. Would you turn the other cheek or whoop their ass?
What kind of, wait, is the person sick? Do they have a mental problem? Because it's a lot of things that you have to look at. You have to look at is this person because you can tell, is this person mentally impeded, or is this just being an asshole? You can literally tell.
Assuming they were just being an asshole.
If they being an asshole, then you about to get your ass whooped. Respectfully.
You'll lose your job though.
No, I won't. Dia has told us that if somebody attacks you, you have the right to protect yourself. After you have if you subdue them, then don't kick them while they're down. After you subdue them, let it be that. I couldn't go by that rule.
I've seen a bunch of videos on YouTube. The bus driver defend himself and lose their job.
I don't know if they working for the city of San Antonio, because the city of San Antonio specifically, that's one of the first things they've told us this in more situations than one. If somebody attacks you, you have the right to protect yourself. If you are on the upper hand of the battle and you get them in a situation, okay, you winning, then okay, bag off. Once you say me and you get into it, I knock you down, I'm supposed to bag off. Now, if you get up and start tripping again, I'm already pressed the button and let the police know that it's going down. They gonna come. All I gotta do is just protect myself. But once I knock you down, don't stomp you out and all that. Don't do the extra stuff. You know that we're not supposed to do that, but we can protect ourselves. Lala D said, my uncle was a bus driver in Carson, Cali for decades. He said people used to get on and say, I ain't got it, cuz. And he would say, have a seat. Exactly. Because we really a service for the city. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that you can get on a bus and you lost change. Mr. Sir, I don't have enough money. Sir, I lost my car. Sir, my phone. Okay, have a seat. If you got it next time, have it next time. You know, simple as that. I ain't paying for this gas. I ain't paying for that seat you sitting on. My job is to drive you from point A to point B as safely as possible and try to give you the best experience I can. If you get on there having a bad day, if my smile or my welcome aboard, have a seat, helps you through the day, because sometimes that might be all it takes. Hell, I worked in a freaking store. I told y'all about a motherfucker that got murdered. They didn't even come and ask me if I was mentally okay. These people that's over this transit center stuff, they literally, even if they don't give a fuck, the rules that they have put in place and the way they say that we're supposed to handle things, at least show me that somebody cared enough to think deeply enough to have me in consideration and the person that I'm driving around in consideration. So it would behoove me to not follow the rules as strictly as possible, to be as nice as possible, be as kind as possible to these people. I met a lady the other day that had a Tourette's problem from the way she walked. But the way she walked, you would look at her and think that there's something wrong with her. I waited for her to make it across the parking lot. When she got on the bus, the first thing she said was, thank you, sir, because the other drivers, when they see me coming, they just leave me. And the first thing I thought in my mind was, how the fuck could y'all do that, seeing the way she walked? But when we had she started talking to me, we had a conversation. I found out this lady's mind was strong. Her understanding and her intelligence was high. She just had a motor skill problem. Why would you leave her because she can't get to the bus that fast? Why wouldn't you take your time to look around and see if somebody is trying to catch you? Your job is to go up and down the damn street. Why wouldn't you wait? You get paid by the minute.
AMZ, and I didn't heard plenty of them, these types of stories firsthand and shit, and it's unfortunate because it's definitely like you said, some of these crazier and rude drivers. I mean, not drivers, but riders.
Passengers?
Yeah, passengers, and like I said, they kind of ruin it for everybody because just dealing with them type of passengers for so much time, you know, shit, it could definitely just, you know, kill your spirit, man, as far as like your joy for the job.
Nope. Because I look at it like this. I paint everybody in one color. I say, what if they was black? And then I think about the time that the slaves were around and the shit they went through. Then I think about the soldiers that fought wars to help America get great and the shit they went through. And then I say, do I want to be the person that do the same thing to these people that those people did to them? Now, you're going to get karma because it's going to come to you. America getting it right now. You see these protesting things going off, and folks are saying, why won't y'all help? Why won't y'all protest? Well, the same people that caused problems for us, or the people that went through it, now the people that are causing you the problems are the same people that look like you. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be the part of the people that brings a problem to them. I'm going to always be the person to say, you know what? I'm going to do my best to make sure you have a good day. You could be a racist son of a bitch. Okay, I understand that. It's not your fault. You was raised up that way. Do I have to combat that with more racism, with more ignorance? No, I don't. I can just show you some love, tell you to sit down, drive you the way you need to go. Whether I help you or not, I'm still a nigga in your eyes, your thoughts. If I whoop your ass, I'm still a nigga in your eyes and your thoughts. Maybe my smile changes your opinion of all of us. Maybe it changes your opinion of some of us. But I'm not going to put you in the same big, massive circle because you fucked up. So that means all the ones that look like you fucking up. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm going to do. And I won't say that I started off that way. It took some learning. It took some growing. I grew into this. But now I'm here. I feel good about where I am. I feel good about the decisions I make when it comes to dealing with other people and what they say and how they act. Or should I say what I say and how I act? So no, I don't let one person ruin it for everybody. Every day since I've had this job, and like I said, I've been cussed out, I've been called out my name. It's been a lot of things that's happened that's bad, but I have had more good experience and more good encounters than I've had bad. I still wake up every day glad that I'm getting ready. When it's time for me to get up and go to work, I'm happy. I can't wait to get there so I can see what's new. I've seen kids get on the bus and be like, hey, Mr. Bus Driver, how you doing? Giving me, the kid don't know no better. He didn't pick the weed and gave it to me thinking it's a flower, talking about this is for you. But I can look in this kid's face and see the genuine respect of him giving me this flower. He had to be about 7 or 8 years old, but it moved me. I've seen old people get on there and say thank you because I make the bus lean down so it's easier for them to get on. So I can tell them, watch your step. Have a great day when you leave. I can see the effect that it has on them. So I love doing what I'm doing. It might sound weak to other people, but I freaking love what I do. It's my family. I love my family and God. I love music, and God knows this job that I have, I freaking love it.
That's good, bro.
I'm being 100.
Yeah, you wanted to feel that they just can't, beat your spirit out of you.
Bro, if I was to tell y'all some of the stuff that I went through as a kid and things that was done to me as a kid, there's no way that I would turn around and do some of the shit that was done to me to anyone. I've been through it. So I would never wish that on my enemies, people that I claim that I love, people that I don't know. I just wouldn't do it. I can't. It's not in me to cause that kind of pain to somebody. My years on this earth When I leave, I want to leave a mark. I want people to say this was a good man that did his best to make good things happen for other people. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. That's how I want to be remembered. I want to be a good husband, a good father, and a good Samaritan to other people. That's it. That's it.
Yep. There you go. I mean, shit, you didn't already, like I told you, you didn't already beat the game, with your kids and stuff. So I feel you.
I don't know what else to say, bro. That's me in a nutshell. Family, God and family, music, and I'm doing the job that I dreamed about doing as a kid. And I'm getting to do it. I get paid to help people. That's like basketball players get paid to play basketball. Football players get paid to play football. Whatever it is that if you love doing it, I like driving this bus. I brag to people when they talk shit. I drive a vehicle that costs more than a Rolls Royce. How many people can say that? I sit behind a wheel on any given day, behind a wheel of a vehicle that costs $1.2 million to $800,000. And they trust me to drive this up and down the street in the rain, in the snow, to pick up people, to drop people off, and bring it back undamaged. How many people can do that? How many people can actually say that? Fuck a Rolls Royce. And I know that might sound belligerent to some people, but like I just said, I drive a vehicle that costs more than a Rolls Royce, bruh. And people trust me to do it. I never thought in my life that I'd drive a vehicle that costs more than a Rolls Royce. Actually, somebody tell me a vehicle that they know that costs more than $1.2 million. I'm waiting. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly. And I don't want to hold y'all too late because it is 1 o'clock in the morning. Can you believe it?
I'm up in this kitchen, nigga. That's why I've been so quiet.
I thought I heard something in there rattling around like a bowl or something. I know my wife got something in there cooked up because she always has something cooked up. Bruh, one day we're going to sit down. I'm going to just talk about family life, period. A great wife, great kids, being the best husband you could be. Boyfriend worked good. Having son-in-laws and shit like that. One day I'm going to just sit down and just gush over my people. She said, I guess I missed all the boxing talk. You actually did, because we talked about Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios and the things that could take place with them. Trey X lined up all the fights that's getting ready to happen, all the way down to Shakur and Mario Shakur and what's his name? Shit.
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, Fimo Lopez. Carlos Adams and Austin Ammo Williams. He talked about just a plethora of different fights that's coming up. It's like 20 fights that's lined up that you missed talk on. We talked about Keyshawn and his antics about being so happy that
Andy Cruz
took a loss. Cause I was thinking that it was a gap between generations, but Trey X put it as clear as possible. They just ain't killers. They just not killers when it come down to it. So yeah, you got in a little late because you was dreaming of sugar plums and whatnot, dancing through your dreams, having the sweet dreams that you have. But Trey X, You want to go ahead and start us off so we can get ready to get up out of here?
Yeah, she always take a nap and shit, and then wake up late at night and shit. So that's just part of her routine that she do. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate you letting me get on the panel and shit, man. Talk some boxing. Salute to Hyphy, everybody off in the chat and shit, man. Y'all check out these fights this weekend. We gonna be on Discord, man, watching the Shakur fight and shit, man. So you ain't doing nothing, y'all come through. And I ain't gonna talk you to death, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Salute.
Salute, bro. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play that Smoke song with that track that I put together. I had to get the damn computer to sing it because I can't sing it like that. But y'all let me know if it's fire or not. I already know what it is. Peace. We out. That's right. I'll be making 5 tracks. And these my words. I think I messed that all up. I supposed to let this end a better way. So I played the whole track and it was on mute. So here it is again. Track by your boy MZ. Words by your boy MZ. Had to get a voice to sing it for me. But once I got the voice to sing the way I wanted to, I built a track around it. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Heavy air, midnight glare, shadows crawling on the wall. I light up, drift away, let the silence start to call. Smoke rings spinning, memories spinning, I lose myself tonight. All regrets and neon threats, they fade into the light. Every breath a little less. The world outside grows small, floating high, just passing by above it all. Let the smoke rise, take me to another place where the pain dies and the world just melts away. In this haze, I'm untouchable, invisible, free. Let the smoke rise, let the night carry me. Dreams unravel, time unravels. I'm lost, but I don't care. Broken strings and faded things, they vanish in the air. Every heartbeat, every beat, I'm further from the ground. In this moment, I own it, I won't come down. Let the smoke rise, take me to another place where the pain dies and the world just melts away. In this haze,